Hello, everyone. Welcome to our new Sunday slot. It feels weird. And really, Apollo? Really, what have I said? What has triggered you, Apollo? Share with the rest of the class.
Instant.
That's my attitude tonight. I'm like, I see insurrection. I'm going for it.
No
anyway.
hesitation.
Yes, welcome to our lovely vampire / changeling / I don't really know what we are stream anymore.
We're blending everything together.
Our VTM stream, but at this point, if there was a World of Darkness category, I think I would just use that.
Yeah.
Because wait till I bring in the werewolves.
We already have one, technically.
We have one at home.
Yeah, we have werewolves at home.
Yes, I suppose I should start by introducing myself. Hello, I'm Headshark. You can find me online at Headshark UK in most places, although I don't really post there much. I tend to stick most to our Discord. Mostly because I'm not a social person anymore. I used to be, but then Twitter became a cesspool of depression. And I was just like, fuck that shit, and turned it off. But I have to go there to be sociable and learn new people. And learn new people? I don't know where learn new people came from. Meet new people, learn new people, study new people. I don't know. Pick whichever one you like. I am going to hand over to my players, and I am going to start with Anna.
Hi, O'Reilly, whichever one you prefer. I use they them pronouns, and I'm definitely human, just not tonight, because tonight I'm playing a vampire called Dominic. He, they pronouns, a cative himbo who is very excited about going to the dreaming. So see how that goes. You can find me anywhere at Peculiar Plans. I'm on pretty much every social media. For promotions, the only thing I have to promote is that I'm going to be part of a Pathfinder Second Edition podcast called Twilight's Edge over at the Tumble True Network, which is also new. So just look that up on socials. I've reposted it a couple times, so it should be. If you go to my socials, you should be able to find it. That's it.
Fantastic. Excuse me. I was blowing my nose. Magpie.
Okay. Hi, I'm Magpie. I've completely forgot what my normal intro is. You can find me most places at Antique Horror. Yeah, that's it. That's all I've got. That's all I have right now.
If you want Magpie for things, Magpie is available.
Yes, I am hireable.
Yes.
Please specify the things.
I'm not specifying the things. I said that they are
I will
available.
go to the zoo with you. I can probably clean cars. I can replace specifically the brake, like little weird button in the brake pedal of a Nissan Figaro because it falls out because it breaks like a boiled sweet sometimes. That's all I have to offer. Please take over somebody else.
Go on. I was about to say go on Zelda. Oh God, go on, D.
Yes, I am D, and I normally do music and tabletop stuff, I guess. I can be found at most places, at least on Twitter, Blue Sky, and Twitch occasionally as Alphabet Sauce, talking about giant robots, video games, and songs and music. Or on my YouTube channel, Planless Dan, where I make music and also talk about more giant robots. There's a bit of a theme going on here, I suppose. But yeah, that's me.
A person of many things. Go on, Apollo.
Energy.
I look. I left you last so you could eat some more pizza. Okay, I did see you eating pizza. We did this last episode.
Everyone else was like,
okay,
yeah, here's person.
Hang on. Okay.
Yeah, give me a full performance. I'm not doing it until I get the energy that I need.
I haven't got the energy.
You had it for everyone else.
Okay.
If you add an extra
And last
muscle,
but
do
not
hot to
least,
go.
we have the amazing, the wonderful, and totally not eating pizza on a stream, Apollo.
Hey y'all, when the stream went live, I definitely didn't stuff a full like half slice of a pizza in my mouth. Tried to play it cool, then got broken. Immediately laughed, sank into my chair, and then slipped off the chair because it's a spinny chair, and like hit the back of my head off my bookshelf. Oh, I'm good. Hello, welcome. Oh my
There you
nose.
go. Oh, don't
Shut up.
Okay.
Inez
Right.
isn't here, so I have all the problem energy tonight.
Yeah, you have all the problem energy because there's no Inez. Inez is not feeling very well, so Inez get better soon.
Could put her some green.
Please,
My name is
please
Apollo.
get better soon.
I'm an Irish cosplayer, TTRPG performer, and voice actor. I play Wally. He's just a little guy, and he's very excited to be in the Dreaming. Yep. You can find me in the beautiful and proud nation of Ireland and on the internet.
We good? We good?
I'm done, Hedge. I give you the nod.
I need a secret language. Anyway,
Irish, but you censored it.
I can't.
No comment. I am gonna roll the titles,
Chuck
and
your
then
alarm,
we will-
motherfucker.
and then we will carry on. Right, I'll come back. You're right. This is a bit too sad. We're rolling with it. I realized, like, this is the one. And actually, I realized about 3 notes in. This isn't the one, but we're sticking with it. For now. I was about to say, Magpie, give you a recap of last session.
I could do the session before last.
I mean, we'll give Anna/Riley the privilege.
Okay, well, last episode, we were all discussing kind of what we were going to do about the mirrors, and then we had put the mirrors on the table, and a sort of rift opened, and suddenly Valerian was there, I guess, choking Zelda on the table. Like, Zelda just popped up right under Valerian's hands, and Valerian was kind of like, what is a changeling doing in our Acropolis? And started just digging into Zelda, and I guess scared. And they had like a little like sort of like Zelda tried to do some sort of spell, and then Valerian tried to do something with his abilities, and the rest were trying to sort of de-escalate. And it was, I think the whole episode was a little bit like, okay, well, how do change things work, and like what are we doing? And I guess we sort of came to a conclusion that we should work together because that is kind of in our interest, considering the Lord Chancellor guy said that essentially all the changelings that are in London are now free game to the vampires. Like, he doesn't really care about them. And then I think someone went to send a rescue kind of for Zelda, and then we like in their what is it, Cybertruck car And we decided we had to convince Valerian, but we all decided to go to the dreaming, except for Lido, because Lido is still in torpor, from not having slept for like 3 days, which is, her own fault, I guess. And yeah, so we went to the freehold of the changelings, and there we found I think it's her name, Gwendolyn. The lady, yeah, Gwendolyn is being evil, and also she teamed up with Larissa, who is now alive, I guess, again, or out of torpor from the been fished out of the Thames like a piece of trash. Yeah, they're sort of I forgot why they teamed up. I think they wanted to. I don't know why did they team up again? They wanted to just bully us or something.
So Gwendolyn wanted the mirrors. Larissa has literally just tagged along because she knows that this is probably the best way to get to Dom.
Yes. Okay, so it was that. Yeah, and Dom saw her and immediately rushed at her, but then something like some wall went up. And then Dee sort of catapulted us through something into the dreaming. So now we're in the dreaming. That being Valerian, who is in there, Altair, Wooly, Dom, and then Zelda. So yeah, that's where we left off. Now we're not supposed to absolutely be here because vampires and dreaming probably doesn't go too well together, but we're here anyway, and I'm really excited. So I think that's it. Did I miss anything?
No, that's basically it, and that's where we're gonna pick up from. That one. Hush, I have them named. It's fine. I just forget what the names are. So you all got to use the lovely language of our of the youth yeeted out of this gate and onto the ground.
Hedge, real quick, what year do you think it is?
2012.
Damn. Early for yeet, actually.
Oh, okay. And I just realised there's no music playing, so I didn't hook the music to the thingy.
Come onto the scene?
Give me a sec. Yeah. Talk about when did yeet become a thing, and then I will just. Oh well, there you go.
In spring of 2014, a video on the now extinct RIP Vine video sharing platform went viral. It's a 6-second dance by a kid identified by the moniker Lil Meatball. What a king! Our arm swings and pantomimed riflery and enough of the je ne sais quoi to inspire lots of tributes and copycats, and then followed up by the iconic "This bitch empty yeet" from that other Vine.
Well, the dreaming certainly isn't empty.
The dreaming is 2014 Vine.
Yeah.
I mean, it might as well be.
Damn. Oh no.
I need.
Oh god, 2014 was 10 years ago. That's nasty. I don't like that.
We're old.
Speak for yourself, bitch. I'm youthful.
And I need all the vampires to give me a willpower roll.
I was thinking that.
It's kind of rude, though. Is it the amount of boxes that I have crossed out is the amount of D10s?
I think you just click the willpower button and it should just do it for you.
What's the difficulty?
It should just be 7.
7. I only have 3 willpower.
No, it's 1. You just need to succeed on 1.
Oh, I'll just roll it as normal. That is 1 success. Yay!
Nice.
Wait, is it just 1 die, sir?
Okay, how do you have 1? How do you have 1 willpower? You've got 0, right? So it's 1.
I don't know.
All of your willpower. Did you have any crossed out?
1, 2, 3. I've got 5 crossed out.
All these.
Yeah, you can.
Hey, Hedge, why are you taking off so many of my willpowers?
Because no, that's how much damage you've been giving yourself damage.
Yeah, you need to.
It's the other way around.
I'm on the same page.
That has just been there. I have not touched this shit.
If it's unticked, it's there and okay. If you start putting lines in it, that's when things are wrong.
5.
Right.
Okay,
Okay,
What am I rolling for you?
It's
how many willpower bucks do you have?
I have 2.
Then
So
Two?
just press
Okay,
it.
then two.
Just press the. Tell you what, I'll do it. I can press it. Let me press the button. There you go. I just pressed the willpower button for you.
Okay,
But I rolled-
cool.
You rolled
We
3
all
successes.
succeed.
You all succeeded.
Nice.
Yippee.
Yeah, you come in here and you feel a kind of almost choking, like pressing you down. It's force pressing you down. As you know, this place definitely does not want you to be here. But you're able to stand up and look around a bit. Zelda, you're completely unaffected. This is your realm. The good news is you don't get banality anymore for being near vampires while in the dreaming, because there's just too much glamour here.
Wait, this is the place where we can be friends?
Like, this is, if anything, the reverse is true. But the problem is that I can't. The only thing I could do is make you lose humanity, and that's not fair.
No!
Oh, that's so bad.
That would be an act of evil to treat banality and humanity
We
as
all-
a thing.
Dreaming just
could.
completely like inhuman. Like we've lost all of your humanity.
You could make a temporary loss of humanity, like it's just bringing out because like the banality within us is trying to like balance out against the dreamings.
Zelda ends up walking around with a bunch of just like serial killers. essentially.
Yeah. Like that, these are my friends. These are my
This is
friends.
So my friend
who, like,
Hannibal Lecter, and you're like, what the fuck?
So you are currently on like a dirt path that is surrounded by like grass verges. The weird thing is that you can't really. You try and look beyond the grass verge, like thinking there should be more terrain here, but you can't really see much. You see like a haze of glamour that looks like it could form into something, but isn't quite formed yet. Zelda knows where we are. These are the trods, the pathways that connect freeholds around the world to each other, and also host the entrances to the dreaming proper. The last time you were here, Zelda, you didn't really get a chance to look around because you were moving at about 120 miles an hour in a mech suit.
As you do.
As you
Same
do.
speed as a Bandolino.
Yeah, the dream. Look, the changeling lot get an automatic AI car and a mech suit. Okay.
Elon wishes. And
Elon
get some and wait, they get a mech and an AI car, and we can't even get some XP in this house.
No,
You hate us.
look, changeling's my pet project. Okay, they're the ones in that meme where they're like all you vampire. Like, you know, like you love us, right? It's like, yes, I love you all equally. Let's turn up the change but I like you more.
Wow.
Anyway.
Wow.
Wow, well done, Apollo. Well done.
Amazing.
Well done.
I was about to say that you were entered back in the camera cut out. It's like, not again.
No. So yeah. You know, Zelda, that the dreaming entrance is just literally follow the road on foot. You can see around these vampires, like the ground around them and like the air around them almost has this like inky black haze around them. And it's like banality is like emanating from them, trying to corrupt the dreaming. And the dreaming is just fighting back by hitting it with as much glamour as it can. Which is what, like, for the vampires, it's like almost like wading through like not water, but like it's almost the equivalent of D&D difficult terrain. Like every step isn't like easy. It takes some like, you know, force. But you are alive. You aren't being murdered or chased.
I think
Just
Dom
good.
would look at Zelda and just be like, Right. So where do we go?
Zelda takes a moment to register because she's too busy staring at like the weird like grayscale quilting grass around her. It's
Yeah.
fascinating.
Wait, do we see that as well, or
Yeah,
is it
you
just
see it as
Zelda?
well.
Oh, yeah, I think I looked at it like, is that supposed to happen?
No, that's definitely not meant to happen, which is amazing. I love that.
Okay, what is meant to happen?
Nothing normally, but it seems that the banality within you just clashes with the glamour around us. That's
Okay, that
amazing.
makes sense.
Can I get a sample? Crouch down next to someone's foot. Take some grass.
Me with the we established that I do have banality. Like I have meters and detectors and little vials. We just start scooping.
Yes, yes. But
We have the research squad ready. We're good to go.
Yeah. I'm also curious, how does Altair react to being around this much glamour? Are you
He's
like
having
just
a fucking
flicking
great
the air?
time. Like, I feel like first he's really excited about the idea that he can smell the glamour, and he's checking any nearby trees for fruits. Like, if there's anything that he can grab to just dead ass eat glamour. And then he realizes that he's literally got black mist around him, and he is having his little goth time. He's live, laugh, loving. He loves this shit.
I love that.
He doesn't care what's going on.
Oh yeah, no, he's just here for the vibes.
There's an apple on the ground.
Is
that's
it
just
giving
sitting
off
there.
a lot of glamour?
I mean, it's the dreaming. It's made of glamour.
Grabbing it and eating it.
You,
Not a single hesitation.
you grab it, and as you touch it, it goes from being a lovely, like healthy, fresh apple to a dead, blackened one.
no.
But you can still eat it. It's still glamour. If you're quick enough, like before it fully turns banal, like you can get glamour off this.
Wait, okay. It's like, wait. There's another apple there. Zelda, you grab it, and then we just eat it out of your hand.
Oh, that's genius.
Zelda feed Altair an apple.
Will
Okay.
it rot in our mouth?
You do this. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Zelda, as you go to put the like bits of apple in Altair's mouth, like as you get close to Altair's mouth, your hand goes from being fey to being human again before you pull it back. And it goes back to being your fey hand.
Amazing.
The banality here is so emanating off these vampires is so strong that it can temporarily reverse the dreaming.
So it seems like we have a little aura of banality around our bodies. Okay.
Also, I'm thinking above table should, because Macro wasn't here, should Magpie and D describe their characters to each other?
Yes.
Yes. Because I know Altair is really, really excited, I will let D describe Faye Zelda first.
Okay. So, what you're looking at, first of all, I look very clearly not human, which is not a normal thing right now. You see, Zelda is wearing this big, long coat that is written in red letters all around it. Action science, action
Love
science. It's kind of everywhere. Underneath the coat, there's like a bunch of belts and things, just a whole bunch. And any part of her body that's like exposed looks like it's made out of like red porcelain, like almost like a doll. And her hair is done up in like little dreadlock ponytail kind of thing. And in her eyes, instead of the normal irises, they are like gears and like cogs and stuff that are just ticking at a very regular interval.
Steampunk as hell.
Yeah.
I have a little.
Ah.
Oh my gosh.
We have to be friends now.
Yeah,
Speaking of, what does Altair look like? What goth clothes has Altair got on today?
I think he's probably gone kind of smart. He's probably gone, so he is very, very pale, about sort of 6'2"-ish, sort of dyed black hair, shaved sort of from the sides down. Lots and lots of piercings going on, immaculate makeup. He is probably wearing, I feel like almost like a tailcoat, like a kind of crushed velvet sort of black tailcoat with black satin insides, deep red waistcoat, black trousers, and a pair of sort of mid-knee or sort of mid-calf high new rocks. He's having the time of his fucking life, though.
Nice.
Yeah, you can walk around the trod for as long as you like.
At some point, Zelda will remember, we're trying to get away from people, and we'll kind of dust us off and say, we're in the Trods. This is the connection between the mundane world and all the other balefires, and of course, the dreaming proper. Do not walk off path. Unless you know how to navigate it, it will cause problems.
I think as you say that, Doma just started to walk off path and then stops and just like walks back on.
Altyra just gone to grab Dom's hand to yank them back.
Like, got it.
All
right.
For science, how vital is it that we don't step off the path? Is it the sense of the roads are... Is it the sense of you step off, the dreaming will kill us? Or is it like once you step off the road, you can't get on? Is this a Wizard of Oz situation?
Well, the best case scenario is that you will randomly wind up in another balefire on the other side of the world in a random location. The worst case scenario, I do not know what will happen to you. You might die or worse. So let us not.
I'm taking so many notes.
Like, what do you mean worse? Like,
does not elaborate. Continues walking down the path.
Technically, we're already dead. So how much deader can you get than dead? I mean, obviously unanimated, but...
Now that you mention it, the nature of both of our souls are quite odd. Which is why I don't want to discover the worst part. That would be particularly bad for us enduring individuals, you know?
Hypothesis. You're at one end of the magical spectrum, we're at the other end. Perhaps if one were to go a little too far into the other, they may return back to center. Human.
We have to test this. Do you
have any squirrels? He says this fucking deadpan.
Zelda tilts her head for a bit. I do not, but perhaps I can make a robotic squirrel?
Is that necessarily human nature?
It isn't. That is unfortunate.
Unless, perhaps, if you would put some sort of sentience within it. But then again,
I could, but then it would become too chimeric. It would become fey in nature. A bit like my sentient virus that I loosed earlier. Sorry about that, by the way.
Sentient virus?
Oh, you didn't notice? Then it's fine. No worries. Carries on walking.
Virus. Okay. I'm just gonna choose ignore that. Like, okay, well, we should go somewhere probably. Do you know where the other mirror is exactly in here?
Well, easiest way to get there would be to follow it, but I do remember the route I used last time. Unfortunately, once we arrive there, the problem is actually reaching it. It is somewhere very, very, very high up.
Okay. Well, I'm quite good at climbing things. Is there anything next to it, like a large tree or something, or?
Well, there's the shard, kind of, sort of. It's not quite the shard.
Wait, the shard is here?
So yes, parts of the dreaming can reflect the parts of the mundane world. So there's like a dreaming variant of London to a degree, but it's not quite. I think if you go further in, then you lose that reflection. I'm not sure of the specifics, and when I try to ask other changelings, they don't seem to like me very much. I wonder why.
So there are various layers to the dreaming. There's like the outer dreaming, which is the pathways, and there's the closer surface, which is the more reflection of London. Then there's deeper dreaming.
Effectively, from what I understand, we are heading towards the near dreaming, and it can get further in than that.
Gorgeous.
And if you're...
Perfect.
we can no longer enter the deepest and darkest layers, or at least not with ease. So most of us changelings here in the mundane world are trapped to a degree. It's one theory that the mirrors with gathered together would allow us to be able to go back. I have some doubts about that theory, especially because of where I got that information from. But alas.
Wait, where did you get it?
Ah, you've met her. You know the person who tried to kill us earlier?
Yeah, I remember very well. But so essentially it's like, so the whole thing itself is like a mirror, essentially. It's one big mirror.
That's a fascinating way of thinking of it. I write that down now.
I feel like a lot of people, like when they meet them, that's their reaction. Like, oh, that's an interesting way to phrase it. That's an interesting way to think that.
I was gonna steal the universe is a cake thing from Magic, but like in effect, the universe is a cake. The dreaming's a cake, at least.
Damn. Why not an onion? Why not go full step?
They do have layers.
Like, yeah.
Well, then we gotta find the shard, I guess, and see if we can get this mirror. If you're, did you say your friends were also looking for it before you disappeared?
They were. I would not know if they're still around. Time is very unusual, and there's a good chance at this point that they have left to try and find out what exactly happened.
Wait.
Horrible things have occurred to them.
Oh, wait. Time is unusual. Do you mean that when we step out of here, how it's like what, like days have passed, or how does that? Well, wait. Actually, good question. Where do we get out? Because like if we get out and there's like daylight, you know, that's not good for us because we will just die instantly.
We will always exit at a balefire somewhere. So at the very least, you won't have to worry about daylight frying.
But you exited in the Acropolis.
That is incredibly unusual, and it should not be possible. It was an accident. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Otherwise, that would be a very painful way to go.
Vampires in the dreaming are not necessarily usual. It may spit out at any moment.
Yeah, that would probably
be bad. Makes it worse. All right, and we gotta hurry. Let's go.
I carry on down the path. Tried as best as I can to remember the route to get back to our version of Magic London.
The good news is that because there's so few there is only one balefire in London left. The trods are actually really simple to navigate at this point. You imagine if all the other balefires were back online, this would be a maze of winding paths, all intersecting and like crossroading with each other. But there really is only one path you can take. The only time it dives, like you get a crossroads or a divergence in the path, is where you get to the bit where it's like near dreaming, far dreaming, that you can like branch off to. But you already know to go left. Never go right. That's the path to madness. But you.
Just to see.
Just to see what happens, just for science.
It's scientific inquiry.
We're all like running, yelling for science.
Immediately, my mind gets destroyed. I'm like, worth it. I'm like, somebody record that. And now somebody follow me. Somebody do it again so that we have repeats of the experiment so that we know that I'm not an outlier.
You reach the final gate that when you go through pulls you into London. Well, I'm not saying London proper, but more like dreaming London. The last time you were here, Zelda, you basically flew around. So this time you are on ground level. So the dreaming variant of London, all the buildings have been replaced with almost like their Victorian counterparts. There's a sky which seems to be stuck in like a permanent night. Interestingly, Zelda, when you were here before, it was daytime. Potentially the vampires are having an effect on the near dreaming. Maybe making it perpetually dark. So Zelda, you've seen all this. Isn't that new for you? The first thing that everyone does notice is that in the middle of London, surrounded by all of these Victorian buildings, is the Shard. It's in its full modern glory, except it's not quite just the Shard itself. What is there is this huge medieval castle tower, and it looks like the Shard has come up through the ground and shattered this tower in the center. But that center bit is still like all the debris from that is still hovering in place just around the tower, with various large like cogs and gears and pipes like connecting it all together in a kind of steampunky fashion. I basically ripped off Hollow Bastion a little bit here because I was just like, hey, that was a cool tower. I think I want something very similar. And I have the Shard, so I'm going to work that into it as well. Yeah, there's this huge I think you all see it. I don't think you need to be special to see it. You can see what looks like a rift at the very top of the Shard, opening, and it looks like you can't tell from like being like where you are on the ground, whether this is glamours going into it or glamours coming out of it. From ground level, it's a bit difficult to tell.
Yeah, I think Dom does say like, oh, is that why they said we need to connect all the mirrors at the top of the Shard? There's a rift.
That would be an interesting location to do so. When seen from the other side, I believe glamour is leaking out into the mundane world, though I can't confirm that from here, obviously. I was wondering about that. That seemed suspicious.
Wait, didn't you need to collect glamour? Can you not just, in the actual word, go to the top? And I don't know how it works. Ignore me.
How long has it been leaking?
I am not sure. We weren't able to detect it until we had like mirrors at which to kind of view this through properly. So this could have been anything from very recent to who knows.
See, that's my concern. This shows older London. This shows an older place. If this has been leaking out since, and it'll kind of motion out to kind of this very kind of Victorian-looking London, we lose the arts, we lose the magic. I understand we're the last people to talk. Trust me, I know. But there's still influence beyond the mundane of life. There are people that pick up instruments and paint brushes and sing and dance. And if we close this rift, what happens?
Zelda gets like almost a little light in her eye and the cogs turn faster and it's like, we innovate. You see, we can't rely on a magical source of energy. The beautiful thing, as you just said, all the people in London, despite how mundane and banal everything is, they can still create. And things are terrible now. There's less glamour and creativity than there's ever been in London. Ever. But if we were to simply flood and rely on the source from here, try to create more glamour and destroy banality, all that does is create a creativity that's empty. Placate people without forcing them to do anything. We can only fix these things by relying together, by working, by fighting, and by putting our minds together. This is what I love about building things.
I like that. I like that a lot, actually. We can create something more organic, I suppose. If people have been, as you say, influenced by this magic, it's an outside influence. It's not come from inside, I suppose.
Exactly. But despite my flowery words, you do still have a point. If this has been here for a while and we close it, that will cause at least short-term problems. But perhaps that's a late future problem. Right now, we have to worry about the last mirror, and it should be somewhere up there.
We do have somebody particularly rich in amongst us. Festival. The vampires take leave for a small amount of time, allow the changelings a small festival. Bring music and light and dance to London. I think it could work.
That'd be pretty cool. I could
How
do a
intense would it
vacation.
have to be? I'm just thinking, how much? What's the opposite of banality? What's the word?
Whimsy.
Creativity? Whimsy.
Whimsy!
I love that. If the vampire presence in London has drowned it in banality, it's been quite a few years that we've been here as the dominant supernatural group, let's call it. Is one festival going to be enough? How much whimsy will have to be generated effectively?
Also, not to forget, Dom looks at Valerian. Valerian has a contract with the Lord Chancellor, I think, about, or at least I think there's an agreement of sorts about changelings not being able to, not allowed in here. I don't know how it works, but
in essence, it was a desperate deal done by the Lord Chancellor to essentially get all the changelings out without it turning into chaos. Because what would have effectively happened is if they had just said, hey, changelings, let's all leave London, it would have been a panic and people would have left at different times. And then if there was, say, any vampires or any werewolves or any other hunter cells that may have been like, hey, let's hunt changelings, it would have been like a free-for-all shooting gallery. So the withdrawal agreement was essentially them saying to Valerian, look, you keep all your vampires like away from us during this period, and by the end of the period, we'll be gone. And London's yours. Like, the whole city is yours. We're not going to contest it. But, like, yeah. It was organized evacuation, essentially.
Then we rework the contracts. Have it not a problem of keeping the changelings out, but keeping the vampires away from the changelings. Unless in good faith.
It will be a very difficult process to renegotiate it, but it's incredibly necessary.
well, didn't Gwendolyn, right? Didn't she want power or to take over from the Lord Chancellor? If we can tell the Lord Chancellor about this and make a new deal, maybe.
We definitely have to alert the Chancellor about Gwendolyn's specific movements. Gwendolyn despises vampires and everything that you represent. But
Yeah.
if she were to get this power and authority, all of us who have been moved into London temporarily will simply be swept away as loose ends, and all of your lives will be in grave danger. So
Yeah, I'm not really feeling another war of sorts, honestly. I think if we
agreed.
can prevent that, we should.
I've made enough weapons of mass destruction. I'd rather build some that lasts for a change.
Elaborate.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's really what?
I know that we're in your house and it's rude to ask, but you can't just say that.
Zelda looks like she said the most boring thing ever, and she kind of like waves her hands like It's not as exciting as it seems. It's just my old job. Worked in arms manufacturer, and I suddenly didn't want to do that anymore. I suddenly lost my job. So
We've all
here
been
I
there.
I mean, yeah, actually, Wally and Zelda probably have very similar
Yeah.
connections, actually.
I'm just like, corrupt organization. I get you.
You know how it is.
I know how it is. 1 second you think you're researching the cure for cancer, another time you're actually creating diseases. Yeah, it is what it is.
Like, I want to make like clean energy for people. What do you mean you're putting it in tanks?
I don't know, man. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
So
I thought you were gonna say something fun, like you made Voltron or something. Damn.
Oh no, Voltron is somewhere out here actually. The Mirror Knight.
What the fuck? What? That's somehow worse.
Well, it could be cool. I guess if we get to pilot it.
Got off
Can
Netflix,
we?
came to the dreaming. From now on, I am constantly half looking up, describing like a Megazord better not show up.
Do we see like any other like creatures here? Or is it just
London's pretty empty.
Sad.
So the near dreaming normally would have pockets of changelings living in it. Effectively, like the closest thing I can think of is like, and I know it's a bad reference, but things like Diagon Alley in Harry Potter, like hidden spaces where like people can congregate. Like it'd be that kind of thing where like connected to freeholds would be these kind of like near dreaming communities. But the withdrawal agreement was for all of London. So even the Fae version of London was effectively evacuated.
So not just changelings, but just any creature that is.
Well, with no
appears to be
changelings around, the dreaming didn't really think to put anything here. It's a
dreaming that
waste
puts
of
it.
it's a
Okay.
waste of glamour and a waste of like energy to put things here.
Oh, I just thought they were just creatures that lived here, like separate entities. I didn't realize
Oh,
the dreaming
there is.
was creating them.
Oh, there is. There's
Oh.
there are creatures, but why would you hang around in a place where there's no changelings to hunt or like no, you know?
Fair.
Look, if
Fair.
you're gonna be a flying owlbear, why would you know, be in a city where there's no changelings to swoop down and take away? You know.
Speaking of hunting owlbears, not
Mhm.
hunting owlbears, hunting changelings, Altair is hanging around at the back.
Mhm.
And do you know, like you said, the air was quite thick.
Yeah.
He's trying to like spin this rotten apple that he's got in the air to see if he can like collect glamour on it. And is like slowly trying to like take a little bite out of it, just swinging it around in the air to see if he can collect any glamour, bringing it back, taking a little bite out of it.
Fucking candy floss, like
Yeah, he's trying to candy floss the air.
And
That's why he's hanging at the back, because he has
give me a
an
second.
intimidation-
Give me a second.
pick
I
up like
need-
a stick and just go like.
He's trying to keep this intimidating fucking like drives a hearse goth
Oh.
look. And he's just stood at the fucking back, like trying to scoop fucking
I'm a candy floss.
Oh, it's
like,
fine. I
the
have
smell
a
of
changing
this is
book.
driving him nuts.
Just
Scrolling through
down.
notes like, there's no presidents with us.
I am
One
literally
thing I'm good at, it's making people look through rule books.
yeah. I just need to remind myself of the rules on where is it?
At what point does he become horrifically addicted to glamour?
Yeah.
Oh, I've already got that bit
Five.
planned out.
4, 3.
Feasibly, could he put like a really long drill bit, like a really long stick, and use it like a straw?
I was just like candy floss,
Yeah,
just
'cause
kind of
like
like
candy floss, you
swirl it
turn it right
around.
now.
No,
yeah.
just like
You're just walking up in the air like,
exactly.
I don't like that. I don't like I don't like the hands in that position.
I'm trying to
That was
remember what it's called, and it's completely skipped my mind.
I mean, for
Um,
eating, I used to do candy floss at the theme park when I still worked there, and it's difficult sometimes. So I guess that's a straw is fucking.
Yeah, that's why it's
That's
like, is glamour a liquid or a solid? Is it particulate?
Or is it gaseous? Because it's in the air.
What state of matter is glamour?
Yeah.
like.
Is it like a suspended substance? Like, give us a clue here.
I need to download the rule book. There's being a bitch on
sorry.
Google Drive. It's a gas. It has to be a gas.
I think so too.
Like, I'm trying to remember the rule now. Let me try Google.
I'm
can-
inhaling deeply.
You can do that, like helium.
Yeah, you can inhale
Yes.
gas.
I've recently done it.
That's kind of
what
how
is it
breathing
called?
works.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Respiratory.
No, this is where having a Nez of blue is really useful.
What are you thinking
rule.
about?
I'm thinking about.
Describe around
I'm
it.
thinking the rule of when you suppress the urge. Like, vampires can't eat or drink; they throw up, but you can suppress that and temporarily appear human.
The fuck is it? No, that aren't gonna do.
That's what I mean. I know it, but I can't find the name of it. Check the rule
Blush
on
of
it.
Life. Blush of Life?
Yeah,
No,
Blush of
Blush
Life.
of
That
Life?
could be it. Could be Blush of Life. Give me a second.
Oh shit,
'Cause-
X is a vampire.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, but you've been able to like lick.
Yeah, he's
glamour
stranded before
so,
now.
Like,
An awful
use the
sentence,
Blush
I'm
of Life.
sorry.
Okay, give me a rouse check.
Oh! Live, laugh, love.
Live, laugh, love.
Live, laugh, love. Failure!
You get a little bit hungrier.
Can I spend a willpower point to re-roll that?
I don't think you can willpower reroll rouse. I don't think. It just means your hunger goes up by 1.
Live, laugh, love.
Yeah. So, Blush of Life lets you consume food, drink, fake, or sometimes enjoy sexual intercourse, depending on the humanity rating. Yeah, you can't have sex anymore. I'll tell you that.
Being a vampire. This feels.
because Dom's a siren, so like Dom's using Blush of
Dom's
Life
an
a lot.
expert at faking it.
Yeah.
That's why he's an actor. Well, was an actor.
Straight to jail.
That's
No.
rude. Was an actor. Just okay.
Look, you turned him into a musician. Okay, I was
True.
willing to keep him as an actor. Altair, as you
Yeah.
Ask yourself, who's worse, musician or actor?
you like begin to realize that you can like catch all this glamour,
Mm.
but then like as you pull it back, it hits that sort of like banality barrier and just dissipates. So then you think, oh, hang on a minute. Like vampires have ways around that. And so you try to Blush of Life. And Blush of Life is effectively trying to appear human. As you do that, you are able to suppress your banality around you. And the black inky void disappears, and now you can just reach out and touch glamour.
Oh, he's gonna try and find an apple. He's gonna try and find an apple. He's gonna try and find an apple.
It tastes just as good as you remember it when you licked the mirror. If anything, maybe a bit sweeter here because this is dreaming glamour. And it might be slightly more potent. You kind of feel like you're stealing from the universe a little bit. Like this wasn't really meant for you, but you know.
Oh, he's having a great time. He's gonna hang back and just kind of sit there and like scram through it. I feel like he'll sort of take a fang, or not like push a fang out, will cut around the apple, snap it in half, and then just eats around it. Because he has them. You get the feeling he's had it for a long time.
Yeah, Dom looks over at him for a moment. Is like, "Are you sure you want to like keep doing that? Like, is that bad for you? Maybe I don't know how it works."
As of yet, I'm not
let
drop
them
dead.
cook. Let them cook.
Let him cook.
I'm also back there like, yeah, no, let him.
Okay.
He'll kind of say, I don't think there's a problem. We'll sort of take a bite out of it, and then we'll hold it back out of his mouth between both halves of his tongue, and then pull it back in again.
No, that's so cursed.
There's a part of
Yeah.
Zelda that's in pain, looking at this glamour apple being eaten by effectively a sentient glamour black hole, just gone forever.
We need to know what happens.
We need to know for science.
Okay.
We simply must.
It's having no ill effects. If anything, it seems.
It is really
Enjoying?
nice though.
Yeah, he's having a great time.
Right. Give you any? Dom's just looking at it like, does it make you feel any different? Like, does it give you? I mean, I suppose not. I don't know, any extra powers or something.
I don't think so.
If you suddenly gain the ability to fly, that'd be great. And he just looks up at like Shard.
He'll kind of stop for because he was hanging at the back to try and not get caught, but apparently his crunching alerted. He'll kind of sort of close his eyes for a second, and we'll see if he feels anything kind of going on.
You really don't.
No.
No, not you've eaten an apple like whoop-de-doo.
Damn. Okay, Hedge.
And and I can't give you everything you want on a silver platter, especially
Why
not near
not?
Ollie, because that's dangerous. I mean, Valerian will probably surrender the mirrors to Zelda if Zelda wants to look, since Zelda does now know how to activate the mirrors after unwriting Leto's attempt to remove them from her.
Sort of the whole thing. So bad. I'm so mad at Lita. But yeah, kind of.
The only condition of the peace treaty is that between everyone is at the end of all this, Zelda gets to one-on-one Leto.
I also love that Zelda seems to have pissed off Leto and Valerian, like the worst two you could have got.
Yeah. Just like, yeah. In all honesty, you couldn't get any worse than that.
Those are first
Yeah, you
impressions
can
of
use the
vampire.
mirrors.
Yeah. I'll activate the mirrors and kind of view through them, look up, look around, see if I can pinpoint the exact location and movement of the other mirror, all of that stuff.
So you know where your friends are.
Nice.
Well, as you think you do.
Less nice.
Because, like, it's weird. They seem to be coming from the Acropolis, but you can't tell if it's this side or the other side.
Oh.
The other mirror, the final mirror, mirror 6, is still up there, about 30,000 feet up, approx, still moving around the outskirts of London, up in the sky.
Is there? So this shard is like the modern one. Is there just a lift we can take?
I was gonna
and take the lift up.
So, even if you climbed the shard and got to the top, the shard is not 30,000 feet. And this,
No.
and wherever this mirror is nowhere near the shard.
I think
Got it. Perfect.
Dom
Then I
would
got
look
it.
at
Oh.
Zelda and be like, "Are you able to like just conjure stuff here? Can you like make like a little plane or something?"
In theory, yes, but that is something difficult to do, and I'm particularly bad at it. But I don't think we need to.
Okay.
If I'm using this correctly, I do know where my allies are, or at least their last known location. If they are with us, we can recruit them. But if not, that means they will have left the mech, and we can use that to get up as high as we need.
We can get a Mac.
Yes, you need to see the Mirror Knight. It's glamorous. Truly, she's a work of engineering, a marvelous invention.
Wait, we should get it like right. Dom's like really excited. Like we should get it like right now.
I feel like it's going a little over Altair's head.
Yeah, poor Altair.
He's
Valerian
like an old
schools
man.
now. Yeah.
Did you say Mac? Wait, so for real?
I can show you. Zelda runs off in the direction.
Dom goes like straight after. Like, he wants to see
You.
I think I'm just straight up praying. I'm like, please let them be Mac. Please let the Mac be cool. Please let the Mac be cool.
You arrive, Zelda. You do the run, and you reach the Acropolis entrance, where you landed the mech, and it's still there. Would you like to describe the Mirror Knight and its stupid, god-awful fairy lights?
So, you are looking at now as you've gotten closer, and there's no longer like buildings and weird glamour nonsense blocking the way. This gigantic looking mech, where parts of its armor and plating, how do I even describe this thing? Okay, first of all, it looks like a cross between like some sci-fi nonsense and like an actual knight, right? Like it's got like a big flowy dramatic cape that is made out of solar panels. There's these weird cannon looking things that look kind of magic punk, I guess. And on some of the plates of armor are these big mirrors, so it's really shiny and reflective. And all along between all the lines and stuff between all the armor are a bunch of like lights that glow and flash. And like from a distance, you look at them and like, oh, those are like weird LEDs. And you get closer, it's like, are those like fairy lights? And then you get closer, it's like, no, those are like fairy lights. Like you can see little tiny creatures kind of flitting around. So you've got this glamorous knight with lights, this big cape, and just mirrors all over it as Zelda proudly gestures at the Mirror Knight.
I die and ascend to whatever heaven exists.
Dom just starts walking closer to like inspect it, just like complete awe. And then also, I guess, like, clocks the fairies and just look like, are those, like, actual fairies?
I think so. They're chimeric. I'm not good at measuring exactly what they work, but they seem to be fairies.
Are they okay in there?
I don't know. Let's ask them. Fairies, how do you do?
What? If a fairy talks to me, I'm gonna die.
The vampires just hear this kind of like high-pitched squealing, chittering. They can't quite make out what's being said. For Zelda, you hear a chorus of just being like, yes, like, what's wrong? Should we be worried? Is something wrong?
No, nothing's wrong. My friends are currently away, but I have made new friends. They're a little frightening, and they're going to help us out.
I'm just waves.
Altair's standing all the way back, just sort of like trying to figure out, is this thing a statue? Like, he has no idea.
No, I don't want to like go over and like explain what mechs are to you. Like, just start, like,
You
explaining.
just see like the Windows like loading screen behind his eyes.
Yeah, it talks like really fast and like enthusiastically about like this is like one of those moments where you can tell like this guy has like undiagnosed ADHD. Like it's just so much like, energy. Yeah.
Do
We'll then
you
turn
want
to Zelda and be like, does it work? Can you show us?
Yes, I can show you. I'll have to give you a more proper crash course. It is chimeric. It'll be difficult to pilot, but it's no problem. There's also a 300-page manual if you want the proper rules. If not, there's
if possible.
if not, there's a truncated document in there, and I'll show you. And Zelda points her sonic screwdriver at the mech so it can lower a hand to kind of pick us up and get inside it.
I forgot. Yeah, in the actual in the dreaming, your sonic screwdriver is an actual functioning sonic screwdriver, not just a knockoff.
Yes. Altair, so this is what you see. Normally, Zelda has like a bootleg actual screwdriver that has stuff stuck to it to look like a Doctor Who prop. So for a second, you see that as she pulls it out of her coat before it transforms to like a legit sonic screwdriver that she points at the statue.
I offered them laser and they said no.
Nah, fine.
Now, do you want to go down into the Acropolis and see if your friends are in there before you jump inside?
Yeah, we definitely gotta check that they're still okay.
Maybe.
You duck down into the tunnels. Now, the tunnels weren't built in Victorian times, but what you see now is the 1936, 1939 World War II-esque version of these tunnels. Because this was part of the War Room network, which has kind of been stashed out. You get down to where the entrance to the Acropolis should be.
Do I find myself an answer there then?
Not yet.
Sorry.
Look, my brain broke. Zelda, you get to the entrance to where you walked in last time, and you are suddenly stopped and repulsed. You can sort of see the table where the mirror was, where you were before you got pulled into that vortex that sucked you through. There is now a huge crack. And the problem you've got is that as you look around, you can see the train car that Leto was sleeping in is now here. And certain things from the real world are here. Not everything, but some things. This is more than just bleeding. This is merging. You're pretty sure you can. You almost I think for Dom, Altair, and Wally, you almost swear you can hear Tristan and Marcus talking.
Oh no.
Something about moving Leto's body away from there.
Wait, Dom's gonna try. I don't know if there's a signal here. I'm gonna try and text Tristan just to see. Actually, try and call him instead.
Have you got a physical dice?
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't have actual vampire dice.
No. Just roll me a d20.
Okay. That's an 8.
Which one am I going to use?
I don't like that you start with
anyway.
What am I going to use to screw you over?
You over. No, I rolled a 1, so you're fine. You get a signal here. The bleed through is enough that you can get a signal.
Yeah, so I'll try and start ringing Tristan just to see if I can hear him pick up.
Yeah, you hear Tristan's ringtone go off, which is just this really bad acoustic indie cover of some song. And he picks you this is what you hear. You hear Marcus and Tristan heave hoeing, and then you hear Tristan go, "Oh, my phone's vibrating. This could be important." Marcus sort of going, "No, just wait until we've put her." And then you hear a thud, and then Marcus is like, "That was her head." It's it's fine. She'll recover. Pulls his phone out. Oh, look, it's Dom. This could be important. And you see the answers, and then you can hear he puts it on speaker. It's hey Dom, where are you, buddy?
Funny story. Kind of, I guess, beneath you. Like, I can hear you, like, not on my phone, but here. Can you hear me? And he just starts like speaking loud to see if he can, like, if Tristan can hear them or not.
No, I can only hear you through the phone.
Oh, that's interesting. Is there like question? This is gonna sound so weird. Is there where you are, like above the table? Is there anything visible, like a rift in reality?
You mean the
for
great
example?
big fucking crack that appears
Yeah,
that
we're
keeps
kind of
pulling things into it?
What do you mean keeps pulling things into it?
It keeps tracking things.
Dom will also put Tristan on speaker now and be like, and it's like, well, Tristan, I've put you on speaker.
Where have you been?
Well,
let me try something.
Oh God!
Oh, no.
They're gonna try. We're on the other side of the crack.
Can I try and stick my arm through the crack?
Oh no!
I'm like, it's for science. It's for science.
Let's put something else through first before we like lose you.
Ooh.
Altair will look in his pockets. I feel like he's probably got like a rat tail comb.
Yeah.
And we'll just sort of like, I'm just saying because I've got
throw
one
the
here.
comb
He's gonna,
through?
like, he's not letting go of it. He's just
No,
gonna put it through. He
no.
wants that back.
Tristan doesn't report seeing a comb.
Oh, okay.
It's been 3.5 weeks.
Yo!
They was like, wait, what? I just looked at the
Marcus
others,
has had to pretend that Valerian is still around to stop a mutiny from happening.
Oh shit.
Axel's
well,
basically
it's only
declaring
been-
herself in charge of London.
Well, it's only been like 2 hours for us, so they didn't look at like Zelda, like they just be like, what do we do?
Zelda shrugs and is like, well, my immediate theory is that as this place gets more unstable, the difference in time is getting even worse and worse. But considering you can now have a phone call and there's currently a giant crack, we're probably synced up from this point onwards, which isn't helpful for the 3 weeks we've missed, but it is what it is.
I think also Dumber is like, wait, Leto's still in torpor after this long?
She won't wake up.
Fuck. Okay, we're gonna try and find a way home. We have to do something for it.
I tried staking her and then unstaking her. You know, like how you reboot a PC.
Why would you do that?
Why would you do that?
I just restarted. Zelda's like, smart move, smart move.
Look, I don't know what's going on. I've tried speaking to her through like the Madness Network and like the way she used to calm me, and I can't hear anything there either.
You,
Okay.
bland sound in person. I need you to monitor for anything and everyone that goes through that crack. If anything alive passes through, please let us know immediately. If anyone comes who is suspiciously pretty and is asking you questions about us, do not let them in. Do not let them know anything about us. That crack is a rift in space and time. The best case scenario is that it'll lead to here. Your worst case scenario is you don't want to know where it goes.
Yeah, Zelda, your friends aren't here either.
Wait, what?
And this is where they were when you disappeared.
That's bad. I poke this barrier that I cannot break through in any way, shape, or form. I'm like, wherever it is they've gone, they are locked away from us on this side. As much as
Okay.
with my brilliance, I'm sure I could find a way to break through, but I don't know if we'll have that much time with things getting worse on the side. For now, I'll have to trust it'll be okay.
I'm more concerned about the fact that so much time is passing on the other side while we're here.
Standard timey-wimey nonsense. Nothing to be concerned about.
Well, can you put us back to like, I don't know, just after we left? Is that possible? If there's
No,
I don't know
that's
how it works.
paradoxes. If we went immediately back to the time when we left, we couldn't have gotten this call telling us that it's been 3.5 weeks.
You see, Dom just
cannot
errors.
mess We cannot mess with the time continuum. That's
Dominic.
where I draw a line, personally.
Dominic, you can't cook a fish if you haven't put it in the pot.
Don't you like that doesn't. No, I get it.
The absolute best I could do is temporarily convert all of your molecules into tachyon particles. But then you would be unable to interact with anything back in that time. You would only be able to observe it.
I mean,
Getting a
you
headache
could
slowly.
try. I mean, Zelda, you could try backwards glancing.
Yep, that is exactly what she's describing. Like she uses a bunch of technical jargon to say, "I can make you see the past," but not affect it.
Yeah, Dom just rubs his temples like, oh, this is too complicated.
I am going to say that we'll say it's prop. So it's what, 6 dice, difficulty 7. Although I'll say you're in the dreaming, so you can bunk it, so it's 6.
Nice. All right. 60-10, difficulty 6. One of these has to work. Which one? Yeah, all right, I'm good. I got 1, 2, 3 successes. Oh, damn.
3
that's
successes.
solid.
That's a week in the past. Where's that month in the past? I'm gonna say it's a month. I'm gonna say it's a month.
Cool.
Fuck it. We live by the skin of our teeth here.
Damn.
You are able to watch both the Fae and the real Acropolis in like parallel, which is really weird because you're watching 2 timelines go at different speeds. Your friends got pulled through whether they liked it or not. A moment or 2 after you got sucked through, the rift was created and then they were pulled through. Specifically, however, because time works differently, they were pulled out 2 weeks after. They arrived during the day. They were able to get out before Tristan or Marcus woke up. But that means they're now not in the dreaming anymore. And with Gwendolyn running around the place, that's problematic. They could have walked straight into a trap. As for everyone else, Tristan and Marcus brought Ollie in, thinking that Ollie might be able to do something. And aside from charging at the rift, Ollie didn't really give any like specific insights. Because it's Ollie. He's
the
just
fact that they like, if they're going to rely on Ollie, we're all lost, honestly.
Question.
Yes.
How is Ollie looking?
He's looking okay. He's just, if anything, he's just getting tired.
Okay. Altair is a little concerned about that.
There just seems to be a lingering fatigue that just doesn't seem to be going away.
Okay.
Ironically, probably very similar to Leto, actually. Leto's fatigue has been slowly creeping up on them over the past God knows how long. During these 3 weeks, Leto does not wake up from that rest at all. As the crack kind of expands and starts to pull items into the dreaming, in effect, they realize the train car is going to be the next thing to go through, and they start the process of removing Leto. You also get to watch it in 3D as Tristan just drops Leto's head straight onto the ground to answer the phone. Thankfully, Leto will never know that event happened unless someone explicitly tells them it happened. And as far as he's concerned,
We don't want to die.
yeah, I mean, Tristan's running on borrowed time anyway. But no, like there's no one else has really been in the Acropolis. You can see Marcus fielding phone calls off the dreaded black deal or no deal phone. Well, sorry, the black old rotary phone. And it's like trying to give off the impression that Valerian is still here, but Valerian is extremely busy at the moment. And if you leave a message, he will get back to you.
Leave a message after the beep is this man's entire energy.
Yeah, Marcus has been trying very hard to hold like the illusion that the coterie is still here. But each week it's got progressively harder.
Mhm.
Each week, someone else is like, "I had a meeting booked."
Yeah. Like, I was supposed to talk to him.
Yeah.
And it sounds like Axel has figured this out.
Of course, yes.
And they are starting to get ideas above their station.
No, they're happy and understanding.
No, these are vampires.
Yeah.
Can never be happy
Well,
or
maybe they could
understand.
slay Hedge. Have you
To
ever
be-
considered that they could slay?
To be fair, the reason Axel's been doing it is there's a far worse group out there who is now using this to assert that they now have authority over the city. But-
Who? Like Gwendolyn and Larissa?
No, they've gone suspiciously quiet. No, the people who own the shard have noticed that Valerian is no longer around. And hey, if there's no Anarch ruler, well then we better bring in a Camarilla one.
No.
No, absolutely
shit.
not. That is exactly the opposite of what you should do. You dumbass.
Yeah, it didn't take them long to realize that Valerian was missing.
I think no one looks at, so like, is there any way, maybe not here, at least I can go through?
Zelda shakes like while like this vision is playing. Zelda kind of shakes her head, and the whole time now we're in the dreaming, so you can see what it looks like when she time travels. You hear and just see weird Doctor Who sound effects and stuff like that all around you.
Just casually.
Pretty cool.
Just
yeah.
casually, not even worry about it. She shakes her head and says, "Whilst we're observing events in this form, we are not physical matter. I cannot push someone through the barrier, even like this. I suppose technically you could. We are technically moving faster than light in this case. Don't worry about it. The physics is weird. So I could.
Oh, I wasn't gonna get it either way, so it's fine.
It would not. It wouldn't work in a way that you would survive, unfortunately. Backwards glance is not meant to be used for things like this.
You hear Marcus sort of go, "Is Valerian there with you?"
Yeah, but he's weirdly silent.
You hear Marcus kind of describe what's going on in London, how things have changed. And you see Valerian just get this like really determined look on his face. And it's like, so this is us here. This is the Acropolis is here in real life.
Yes, basically.
You watch as Valerian. I'm gonna roll to see if Valerian doesn't. No, the pass. You watch as Valerian fucking willpowers their way through the barrier and straight through to the other side. You hear like a yell from Tristan.
The worst nightmare of Valerian appears in front of you.
Yeah, Valerian just jumps off the table.
Oh god.
And like picks up Tristan's phone and is like, "Okay, I am back. I am going to restore order to this fucking piece of shit place."
I look at Dom like that was physically impossible. Valerian scares me.
Yeah, I think he scares all of us, honestly, a little bit. But I guess it's for the better. He didn't want to come here anyway, and if it's been that long, then yeah, he should make sure at least the Camarilla don't come back in. That would be. I don't want to fight those guys again.
So at the very least, buy us some time. We need to get that last mirror and then get out of here before time desyncs, and then we lose another 3 weeks.
Yeah. Okay. Don't just like now that Valerian's up, but just like be like, okay, we're gonna go. We'll hopefully see you soon. I don't know when that is, but just know that time's moving differently on this side, so we don't mean to be away for weeks. It kind of happens.
Tristan like gets his phone back, and like as he says like, "Yeah, okay," and like hangs up. You can just hear Valerian laughing a little bit and seeing Leto like half on the floor, half carried. It's just this like snickering laughter as Tristan hangs up.
Okay.
Yeah, time is desyncing rather rapidly on this side.
Yeah, Dom looks at everyone like, okay, we gotta go like fast. Should we should bring the mech? Is it
Yeah.
I was like, upset. I'd be like, do you want to ride the mech? Like,
I am perhaps a small bit apprehensive.
It's okay. You can be the passenger princess.
Put me in there.
The what?
Get me.
Oh my god. Dom just looked at Zelda and was like, yeah, some of these vampires, they get so old, right? Like,
I am not that old.
You are. From when did you die?
The 80s.
Yeah, that's like before I was born.
Me too.
You know, it's so interesting that you can keep these vast stores of knowledge. Every time I die and come back, I have to like renegotiate the two souls and things like that.
Wait,
It's
what
a
do you-
whole
No.
thing.
From the top. What the fuck?
Zelda begins going into a really long explanation of Chrysalis and rebirth, and how changelings, when they reach the end of their lives, they reincarnate into a new body. They find a new host and they bury inside them. They stay dormant until they reach to around their late teen years, upon which they go through Chrysalis, where they literally explode out and reveal their face selves. During Chrysalis, they can remember all of their memories from all of their past lives. But after Chrysalis is over, banality comes in and crushes that memory, and they can only remember things in their current life.
I think Dom just goes like, so, I mean, this is going to sound really rude and I don't mean it that way, but like a parasite?
Zelda laughs. I think most changelings I encounter wouldn't describe it like a parasite, but that is very much the description. I don't think that's accurate, though. The me
Wait,
of
can
my
they
past...
get in... Sorry, can they go into a vampire?
Zelda's quiet and thinks for a bit. Thinks for a while. It would be extremely bad if we went into
you can
a
give me
vampire.
intelligence plus enigmas.
Yeah, I'll do that. Zelda's acting here like, does this make sense?
I love that there is a thing in Changeling called enigmas. That you can
Yeah.
roll for. That's so cool.
Altair is listening to this bit of the conversation particularly closely.
It's seven dice for you, and it's difficulty
Altair
7.
becomes Zelda's lab rat.
I mean,
1, 2,
Me
3, 3
first.
successful.
Oh yeah. So
huh?
Oh no.
there is such a thing as fey vampires.
I was about to ask, what if you then got embraced? Like before and or during?
Okay, so
what happened?
allow me to. So first of all, a changeling cannot rebirth into a vampire's body, because
Well, yeah, obviously
I'm about
as
to-
a vampire.
Well, that was the original question was could the vampire? No, because unfortunately, when this is where it gets a bit dark, when Fae choose host, they choose children.
Yeah, like
That's what the chrysalis is.
Well, no.
So, but it is possible, technically, for a vampire to bite a changeling and then turn them into a Fae vampire. It kind of breaks the changeling cycle because obviously a vampire is undying.
It's like
Their
getting
Fae
killed in the
form,
Avatar state. I get it.
yeah, like their Fae form is almost like certainly destroyed in the process. But their Fae powers can remain. As for doing the reverse and turning a vampire into a Fae being, that's a lot more controversial and difficult. And because essentially you have to find them a changeling form. It would require an insane amount of glamour and possibly some kind of freak event to like cross paths and do it that way. So Fae can become vampires, but it's not extremely likely that vampires can become Fae.
Zelda
Impossible.
explains it. It's not impossible.
Yeah.
Zelda explains
Okay.
all of this, and kind of like adds, because we are the two souls, the mundane one and the Fey one. Doing anything that could damage or trap the Fey form is usually not usually not advised. I think there's many changelings that think of their Fey soul as the real them and the mundane one as a host, but that feels inaccurate to me. I can only exist and be Zelda because I am both human and Fey. That's what makes me a changeling. The previous version of me and the next version of me, even though they have the part of me that's Fey, still had different humans attached to them. I am and always will be me. I'm the one who chooses that, not some magic or mundane rules.
Pretty cool. It's a different kind of immortality.
I fuck with it.
And changelings aren't
seems more
truly
fun.
immortal. They can be killed by cold eye, and that will permanently kill
Yeah, but like
them.
vampires can also be killed, but they're still considered immortal.
Yeah,
I
To be fair,
think the thing where immortal is more that you don't age. Like, I think that's more
Functional immortality.
Probably,
Yeah.
Functional immortality.
changelings probably are more immortal than vampires. There are less things that are threatening to a changeling than
You take that back, you motherfucker.
you know. Because, well, first of all,
What
they
about
can
these
do.
hands?
I mean, they can do day and night with no problem. And if they do succumb to banality, they just freeze up and then reincarnate into the next person. Like, you know,
It is very difficult to kill a changeling soul, basically.
yeah.
Okay.
And
yeah, I guess
on
we'll
that,
talk about it as we're going.
I'm
Yeah.
now since Wally has learned about the existence of fucking mages through mages and werewolves, and then
Yeah.
also like hunters. Now Wally is just trying to figure out like what kind of fucked up childhood would you need to have to be changeling soul, born into a child, trained as a mage, then succumb to either lycanthropy and or vampirism. How can you mix both? And then it's like, how many of these can I make the most fucked up little guy?
Well,
The
it's just
most
there being like,
dramatic person in existence.
how can I make Sasuke from Naruto, basically?
Yes. How can I make an anime antagonist of a person?
On that bombshell, to give everyone time to think of an answer, we are going to take a break. And we'll be about 10, 15 minutes to get up, have a drink, turn your heating off because you're now getting too hot, because you were complaining you were too cold before, you know, stuff like that. So we'll see you in about 10 minutes. Until then, be safe. Bye. Welcome back, everyone. Okay, let's jump straight back into it. Let's get this over and done with, because I know you're all excited to get into it. Well, sorry, 3 of you are excited to get into it. 1 of you is confused by what it is. So yeah, you get back up to ground level, and you have the mech, just sitting there, waiting for you, hand down, like ready to like lift you up and put you inside.
Wait, how tall is this thing? For my imagination.
I think we said it was about what? About 5 stories tall.
Jeez.
Yeah, like this is firmly like this is a megazord.
Yeah. It's a bit of a like a raise up, to like get into the head and have like the night bit open up so you can like get in. So it's a good news you got rid of Valerian, because although it's a big mech, the piloting space isn't massive, and 5 of you might have been a bit of a stretch. There are 3. Well, there's 3 piloting consoles.
I need you to know that Wally is just at a console, just having the best time.
Almost.
I'm straight up sobbing. I'm
So there are 3
in the Megazord.
roles in this mech.
Drive.
There is the pilot, there is the weapons person, and then there's the science person.
I'm not doing
And
science.
now,
Sure.
now there's also another seat that's just miraculously. I mean, this is the thing, Zelda, right? You didn't think when you were in here last, there were 3 seats or 3 people. You've noticed behind the pilot, magically, a 4th seat has now appeared.
Of course.
And it just has the word "passenger princess" above it.
Yes.
With a little crown jeweled on it.
I love that.
Okay, so we have it's the pilot, the weapon. I guess we should look at who's best at what.
Oh yeah, that's a great question.
I
Who
mean,
can
Zelda
really
is the
drive?
only one in our group, in the Fae group, who can actually have the drive skill.
I also have drive. I don't know how other have. I have 2 dots in drive.
Okay, so you're better driving than me. That's great.
Altair's got 3. Okay, but how much do you got in weapon?
let me check.
Firearms, for example,
I know I
Melee
have things for
3.
fighting.
and
Melee
I think
3.
you need firearms, don't you?
No, there
it-
is a gun and a sword.
Oh, okay.
It has a huge katana.
I got 3 in melee and firearms. If you want to stab things as well.
I have 2 in melee and 2 in drive, but Altair has 3 in both. So
Mhm.
To be fair, it doesn't hugely matter who's in what seat.
Still good. To know.
I've not made anyone roll anything for the mech yet, and unless you do something stupid, you should be relatively okay.
I don't like your.
everyone is,
attitude.
and Wooly should do science. So I think
Yeah.
Wally
I
is
can definitely do
definitely.
science.
yes.
I
Wally
don't
is
mind
definitely-
taking passenger princess.
Do you want to take weapons?
I don't mind. Altair is considering murder at having to sit there.
I mean, as you sit there, like that, but now, like you drop the blush of life temporarily, and you sort of see that the passenger princess bit like turns into a bit more of like a gothic throne, and like the crown becomes like, rather than being gold, it's like dark jet black, and like rather than saying passenger princess, it's cool. It just says passenger problem.
That's me.
Altair
Problem
kind of like
passenger.
he was sat there very sort of like tense at first. Then when he sees all these changes happening, just sort of like sits back, crosses his legs, arms on the arm of the chair.
Shall I look at the other 2? Like, shall I pilot it?
Yeah, I think you
Altair as
got
well,
that.
in case he's changing his mind, but I don't think Dom thinks that Altair's gonna change. The way he like sat back, like, okay, I think he's there. Yeah, I can try and drive it.
We have the princeps of this thing, and it is a goth.
Yeah. Okay, so Dom will
Who's
get
in
into the
there?
pilot seat.
Dom, this is a great idea.
I mean, yeah, Zelda actually knows how to drive it because Zelda has piloted it. But okay,
Well, I can also. Well, you know what? I'll do the sword. If I can melee,
it's fine. Dom can fly this thing.
I believe in you. I believe.
I don't like your tone.
No. I mean, look, they also had the chance to put Frobisher in this to help them, but they decided not to. So they could have come with Autofly. But you know,
we fly our own robots. But
you look at all the
Zelda-
controls, all the buttons,
There's a lot
all
of
the
buttons.
flashing. There's a lot of buttons.
I think Dom looks at Zelda like, actually, maybe you should fly.
You'll be fine. So here's how this works. Zelda.
I love your
completely
confidence, Zelda.
ignores-
This is perfect.
Zelda doesn't even realize that you seem uncomfortable as she gives a crash course on how this thing works and starts off with like, if you can drive like manual, you'll be fine, which is clearly nonsense.
That's my
and she
kind of
said
robot.
She says if you get confused, there's the advanced manual there, and there's the truncated version. The advanced manual is like a technical specification.
It's already in the advanced manual. He's like a little pair of glasses on the end of his nose, and he's flicking through it.
The truncated manual are the rules to Lancer TTRPG. Yeah, completely useless.
Okay, I'll try.
Dom.
Just for me now, what are the most important buttons on here? To summarize.
Acceleration, brake, steering joystick thing, secondary steering joystick thing. Do not press that button.
Damn. Solid.
Yeah.
Do not.
Give me a difficulty 2 dexterity and drive check, Dom.
Alright, I could potentially do that. Oh, hold on, I'm doing it wrong. Can I willpower?
Yeah, you can willpower reroll.
1 second. That's 3. So that's 4 successes in total. No, 3 successes. Updated. So 3 successes.
There's 4 successes because it adds the other one back on. If you look at edits, the one at the top.
Oh yeah, it says 3 successes. Cool.
Yeah, you've picked this up quite quickly, Dom.
We're fine. Yeah, it does play like games and stuff. And it has like maybe tried like I feel like Tristan has one of those like pilot simulators at home. Dom's tried it a couple times. So yeah. I think I got this. It just starts going.
This can only go well.
Yeah.
No flaws whatsoever.
You get up. You rise up above the clouds.
Phoenix.
And you finally get to see what or where this mirror is. Above you slightly. Actually, no, about level with you now, actually, because you've gone straight up. Is a ginormous flying turtle.
God, yes. Yes. It's like the Animarium from Power Rangers 5.
It's like the Animarium.
It's like the Animarium. Just Zelda and the Wally. It's the Animarium. It's the fucking Animarium.
Both just barely contain
It's just
excitement.
using like its big flippers to like push itself in the air.
Access.
Yeah, it does like as like errors for a moment, but then it's like, God, that's so cool.
On its shell, you can see like a whole town has been built. On the top of its shell.
It's literally the Animarium.
And like there's like a for Zelda, you notice that there's like a tower, and on the top of it looks like it kind of looks like a balefire. And it's just it's literally doing laps of like the M25, like using that as like a circumference to go around London. Because you know,
Wait,
there's
is it
nothing
like
past
going
it on
away
25.
from us? Or is
No,
like,
it's just circling, staying level, and just circling around.
but the mirror is
The mirror's
where?
on its
On
back.
top of it.
Yeah.
Can we just mech like is there like mech hand too big to like grab it, or does someone have to go out
I mean,
and like
it's in the town. You could just like. I mean, if you want to just like land in the town and start
No.
kicking things until you find it and pick it up with the hand.
No.
If you want to Godzilla it, then you know I'm not going to stop you.
Someone would, I guess, like look back at the other tree and be like, "Does anyone want to go get it?"
Zelda has to force herself to calm down in excitement, but eventually she's like, "Yes, we should probably go."
I mean,
and
you've got to land
if
it.
we can land. Landing's
On
going
the
to be difficult.
circle. Wait,
I
how big is
believe
this turtle? Can we land on top of that?
It's got a town built on top of its shell. Like it. That is how big this turtle is.
Okay,
Like,
I'll try and land it on the turtle.
they've literally built like a platform on top of the turtle's shell, so that you know, this whole town can exist.
Okay. Land it somewhere. I guess as close as I can get to where the mirror is from if I can see it from here.
Or is the mirror visible from above?
So, using the same mirror rules as we've used previously, you can tell it's on the top of the tortoise shell. As you get close enough to be like, oh, let's see where it is, it just explodes outwards, and you can just see an area. Like the thing with these mirrors, you get if another mirror gets too close to another mirror, it's impossible to tell where the actual mirror's precise location is anymore.
Okay.
That was one of Lito's big problems, was that as these mirrors started coming together, it became harder to pinpoint their exact location.
Oh, and we took the mirrors with us, didn't we?
I mean, yeah, we're gonna say you did. Valerian just left them behind.
I think we decided because you had me roll for it last time. We took them with, and I said we took them with.
Yeah. So yeah, you've got your 2 mirrors. The changelings have their 3 mirrors, and you are gonna go get the final one, which will make 6.
Yep. Okay. I'll land it as close as I can. We'll look at it as like, should I wait here for a quick exit? I don't know if things can go wrong here, but
things can always go wrong. But if it seems like everyone if there are people in this town, are peaceful, then maybe we don't have to worry as much. There looks like there's a balefire here, and it would be very strange if it was just burning by itself. So there must be some life.
Oh, then do you want me to come with? I mean, Altair is good at fighting, probably better maybe than I am, even, so...
I hope this won't end in a fight. However, we are bringing 3 vampires to a balefire.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
Altair begins listing in his brain the amount of things that could go wrong.
I have a list. I have a bullet pointed list. However,
considering things can go wrong, I'd rather not leave even one of us on their own. We'll just lock the mech so they can't tamper with it, and go as a group.
All right. Dom just starts, I guess, powering it down or whatever, just so they can all get out and explore the little town.
Awesome. You all get out. I'm pretty sure like Zelda pulls out like a set of keys and just like presses a button, and you just hear all the fairies like do a beep beep noise. To signal that the mech is now locked. You have landed on like a flat wooden platform at the back end of the town. You are right. Zelda, this place isn't abandoned. There are people here. You see a Clerican female come forward. Like Clerican is a fae, descended from.
You got it.
Leprechauns.
There we go.
There you go. I was like, I remembered it. Yeah, no, I remember it now. I've got the. I was waiting for the book to load. I was like, I know that it's descended from something. It's like, load the page. Leprechauns. Sort of this red-headed female appears. Looks at you, Zelda, and is like really happy. Then sees your entourage, and then just screams the word vampires and runs. And before you know it, you can hear bells ringing.
Oh no! Like wait, no, we're okay.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That makes sense.
That really does
We're
make
gonna
sense.
be quick.
You know what the worst thing is? I have a flaw. I can't remember what it's specifically called, but it's a thing where at a distance I actively look mundane to Faye.
Yeah.
So unless they get close enough to observe that, oh yes, this person is like literally a doll, I look just like a vampire to the rest of them.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't give up banality though. I think that would be
No, I just feel really mundane. Like
You-
I don't give off a lot of glamour.
right.
Yeah, you notice that these kind of like stone golems from the town square come to life and just start making their way towards you. As everyone is getting in their homes and are panicking that somehow vampires have entered the dreaming and they've somehow found their way onto the back of a ginormous flying turtle.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah.
So seeing this terrible situation, Zelda unironically says, "This is actually going better than I expected."
What were your expectations?
I think
I was expecting to
Not high.
get shot down before we get close, but Dom, can I borrow one of the mirrors for a second?
Yeah. Dom will go and grab one and give it.
I just tap it and just kind of absorb some glamour from it because this might go very badly and I need to be able to do magic. But otherwise, I'm like, I'll try and talk and they should calm down when they realize you're my guest. Or not. Could go either way.
Or not.
Altair's already gone for the knife that's kind of like hidden under his coat. He's gone work mode. Like his expression has gone completely deadpan. He's sort of like straight in, weapon in left hand, ready to go.
I step forward so that I'm right up in front and I'm like, do not be alarmed. They are harmless. They are my guests. They will do no harm to you whatsoever. We have an agreement and everything. I am not a vampire. I am Fae just like you. You can see. I'm a knocker specifically. And we simply come because we have business to deal with. Lovely golems these are, actually. A fantastic construction.
Give me I have to zoom in because I have a tiny screenshot of Zelda's skills.
Understood.
Give me... Well, do you know what? I'm going to do 2 social. Give me charisma manipulation.
Charisma manipulation.
So that's 5
Can
dice
I somehow
altogether.
aid? I don't know. I don't think I can.
No, I think you'd make it worse at this point. I'm going to say the difficulty is 9. This is you're asking them to stand down and believe you at your word.
This is understandable. I'm not. There's no reason they should trust me. Whoa. Okay. 9.
Okay, 2 successes. Although the 1 removes a success, so
yeah,
it's 1 success. You notice that there's an Eshu who's commanding, like Eshu, like an elven kind of fae, who's like commanding these golems from behind. they kind of get him to stop for a moment. Dom, you remember, like, Zelda's only like held them off for a moment. They could probably just like start attacking any minute again. As you sort of like, as the mirror gets handed back to you from like Zelda, you remember these mirrors have certain properties to them.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
which is why you keep looking down at the ground whenever you're.
True. I think because I have two, I would give another one to Altair and just be like, get them to look into it and then give a command. And we'll just walk up to, I think, because there's two, you said, right?
There's two.
Yeah, we'll walk up to one of them and just like hold up and just hold his hands up, but like hold the mirror in one light and just sort of like, look, can you see through here for a second? I think more in the sense of like trying to interest him, like as if there's something curious going on, because it's obviously glamour, so they might be affected, but like we'll try and get them to look into the fucking mirror, or at least the one that's in front of me, and we'll motion for Altair to like do the same.
Altair's approach is he's going to aim a little bit more to fucking terrify them. He'll kind of march straight up to one, mirror held sort of sideways, facing forwards, and just here, sort of teeth bared, kind of, I guess with his intimidation score, like eyes completely blacked out.
What commands do you want to, since you've both got a mirror, you can both say a command. What command do you want to give?
Back off.
Yeah, like how long was it? Was there like a word limit to it?
No. No one's ever actually asked if there's a word limit.
Dom would go like, fetch us the other mirror.
Damn, fetch.
I mean, that's one way of solving everything on this town. Fetch me the other mirror.
We can go further because there might be more of these golems coming. So why not have it do it for us?
You watch as this issue like looks into it and then gets enthralled by it, and you watch as they run up to the balefire, put their hand into the fire, and then pull the mirror out of it.
Oh, that's rad. That's cool.
Yeah, this is the balefire mirror. It is constantly covered in a balefire flame, and is the final one of the 6. This one doesn't have a rose on the back of it either. This one just has a depiction of fire on the back of it. As they hand you the mirror, the balefire goes out, and the turtle begins to lose its ability to fly. As you hear a kind of like heavy moan from this turtle that is just like beginning to glide down towards the ground.
Give it back! Should I give it back? Should we go? Everyone just looks at the others like, what do we do?
Shit.
Put it back. We should probably find a way to steer the turtle before we slowly crash it into London.
Will the animarium hit actual London?
Probably not, but do you want to take the chance?
I'm already dead.
Where is the balefire from here? Like, is it? Can we see it?
Yeah, you can see the balefire. It's on top of the tower, about 50 meters away.
With the mirror that Altair's holding, he is kind of going to walk over to the balefire and just try and see what happens if he holds the mirror that he's holding into the balefire.
Nothing happens.
God damn it.
It's gotta be the balefire mirror.
Yeah, Dom will come up to you, see what you're doing, and run up like with the fire and just hold the fire mirror in it. But we'll still hold on to it, but just hold it. I just like.
Oh, so you're gonna put it. You're gonna put the balefire mirror back into the balefire pit, and then hold it.
Oh, this is great. I love
This is a horrible idea. This is a horrible idea. I think you
Dom
should do
isn't
it.
smart, okay?
I mean, I've been doing the
Yeah.
same thing. I've been
Yeah.
holding mine in as well.
Yeah. Okay. You put your balefire mirror back in. It does nothing for a second, and all of a sudden the balefire reignites itself. Give me dexterity athletics, both
I
of
would
you.
like to add my
Right,
celerity,
so we steer
please.
the Animarium
can I
down
do
to London, then we yoink it.
What was
Wait,
that? Sorry,
dexterity?
dexterity?
Dexterity athletics.
I would like to add my celerity.
Yeah.
That is, what's the difficulty?
4.
4. Okay.
4.
I've got, I think 7 now. I've got 3. No, I failed. Never mind. I will try and willpower. That is a success for me. That's 5 successes now. I am running through my willpower real quick.
Mine didn't do it. Hold on.
That's right.
Reroll. Reroll.
Did you select any die? If you click, if it says like how many die you want to reroll, you click the little box.
It just, yeah.
There you go.
No.
Oh no.
Altair. So Dom, you see the fire ignite, you see it's gonna happen, you let go of the mirror and you pull your hand out in time. Altair, you don't manage to pull it out in time. You take 3 superficial damage.
Okay.
Thankfully, it's not real fire. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be superficial. And you'd be near
Yeah. I mean, if it was real fire, we would have shied away from it when we came close. Yeah, when we came close, we would have felt.
To go near it.
Yeah, but we would have felt it anyway if we came near it.
Yeah.
So.
But you also get a huge glamour injection while having your hand in this fire.
Yeah. What's the worst thing about that?
I mean, look, again, it's a fire made of pure glamour. As the fire reignites, you hear the turtle kind of give off like a happy squeal noise as it like gains altitude again, and begins to level back out. You see a couple of the other residents come out, like a fellow knocker with like really deep red skin, sort of comes out and is like, "Hey, like, what are you? Why are you taking the mirror?"
Is this town your work? Are you the engineer that like custom made all of this?
I helped make it.
Delightful. Knockers have a really fun way of greeting each other, where they greet each other by insulting each other. So Zelda instinctively from her past lives knows to say, even a third-rate worksman can make some second-rate work now and then. Looking at all this.
Yeah, I didn't know that, batshit knockers put fairies in jars, but hey ho.
Nice, this dude's cool. Yeah, we're not gonna. Well, we're currently trying to stop a bit of a coup that's going on in, the more mundane London, and we need the mirrors to try and help us to do this. It's a whole thing. I can give you the rundown, but we're short on time.
I mean, you give him a quick version of the rundown. You see, he's like, we built this place because we wanted to say fuck you to, the Lord Chancellor. Like, he said we had to evacuate London. Didn't say anything about flying over London.
That's creative problem solving right there. Never let the man tell you what to do. Regardless, I'd rather that we are able to live wherever we please. It's our home after all. But that's not going to happen if the Duchess or whatever, if Gwendolyn gets in charge and just causes chaos in the process. And I guess you'd probably free London to a degree, but at what cost? Being under someone who's worse than the Lord Chancellor?
I still can't let you take the mirror. If you take the mirror, we fall. Unless you have some other way of, keeping him up.
Look at the Mirror Knight, Meg!
Is it like a replacement?
The thrusters of the mech, I mean, they would need to be, enhanced a bit, but it's not beyond the realm of reason that you could repurpose the mech into engines for the turtle. You've got two knockers here.
Zelda's looking both in the mix of pain at what she's going to have to do to the poor mech and also excitement at how to do this, as you this would only be a temporary solution and preferably get the proper mirror back here when we're done. But we could reroute the power from the Mirror Knight and use that as a temporary stopgap. It won't hold out forever, but it'll keep you floating for a decent amount of time until we can finish our business.
You mean that puny little thing is going to keep us afloat?
Don't underestimate the Mirror Knight. As long as we're in the dreaming proper, it's got a pretty intense power output. Cold fusion engine.
Cold fusion? Okay, let's go to work then.
All the benefits of nuclear power, nearly none but downsides. Let's do this.
Give me intelligence plus technology. I am going to say, because I get the feeling that Wally is going to want to take part in this process, just to learn
that type of stuff.
So
I've been taking notes this entire time.
So
I'm looking.
So Zelda, your check is difficulty 6, because you're having help from the knocker. Wally, you can use intelligence. Did they say one? Intelligence plus technology? No, you can do intelligence plus science.
Intelligence, science. Allegedly, I'm good at these things.
And your DC is just 3.
Can I, while this happens, because Altair got burned, look at him? Is it I don't, because normally obviously when vampires get hurt by fire, it's very bad. Does this look obviously it's not normal fire, but
the burn marks that Altair has, rather than being scorched skin, it's glamour veins.
Okay. So I'm are you good? Does that hurt?
I feel like Altair's probably sat down. He's sort of holding his hand sort of to his chest because that really fucking hurt. He'll kind of take it out for a second to look at it and then immediately pull it back in and just... That certainly isn't good.
Well, let's hope it fades. Doesn't look good.
Well, I can just get it tattooed over, I suppose.
That's one solution, I suppose. Well, I looks at the others gathering to discuss this mech operations. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but I hope it is that we're get out of here soon because I don't want to lose more time.
I've had no idea what's been going on pretty much since we got here.
Hi, Hedge.
Insane.
How does 6 successes sound for you? Is that good for you?
That sounds good, yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Real. I got 2 successes on my end.
So
I'm like, science! I'm like,
Science!
Miriam! I'm singing the Power Rangers Wild Force theme just under my breath as I work.
The whole
and
time.
It's the most focused I've ever been.
Altair, you don't feel harmed by you took damage when this balefire hurt you, but you kind of just feel you could almost manipulate glamour with your hand, like as you kind of like move this like glamour burnt arm along, you can see that it like attracts glamour to it.
I fucked up.
No, you didn't. No, you never did.
Do I see this?
Yeah, you can see it. You can see the glamour attract to her. Attract to Altair. I am going to do the most batshit thing I think I've ever done.
I didn't reach the mute button in time.
It's fine. We love you for it. Just give me a second. 'Cause I need to find it in the book. Not the vampire book, the changeling book. Where is it?
The perils
you thought the vampire book was bad. The changeling book is actually not so bad, but it's got more pages because it's 500 pages.
It is truly a work of art. Don't know if it's good.
It is a gorgeous book.
It's
Yeah,
surely
looks
something.
Wonderful book, but I'm just
Gorgeous
looking
book.
at the-
Can't find shit.
Yeah, vampires saying.
That's me with the new player's handbook for D&D. I'm like, this is a 50
There
quid
we go.
art book
Oh.
with a game attached. Like when people were calling Baldur's Gate like a 70 euro like a 70 bucks like character creator for D&D, and there's also a game there, but it's like, yeah, you don't have to play it.
Altair,
Yeah.
roll me a d20.
Okay.
It can be virtual or real. It doesn't matter.
Where are my dice? How do I do this again? Hold on.
And just /r.
Hang on. I could just stop being lazy and just grab one out.
Use a physical dice.
Oh my god, I have to do actual maths.
I have to roll a rock and read the number it gives me.
Oh no, the demon rocks. That's a 15.
15. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
This is twice in 1 week. The consequence for Altair.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You feel inside of you as you keep collecting this glamour, something awaken inside you. It's good. It's ironic I use the word awaken because that's the name of the power. You feel like you've stored enough glamour inside you that you may actually be able to use it for something. You have technically, at least temporarily, become a fey vampire. You have access to the level 1 spring power, Awaken.
Whoa.
And I'm like, can I draw your blood?
Awaken gives new.
A little bit. just a drop. I have the vibe.
Just
For
bite
research
him, do you
purposes.
like tremation?
So Awaken.
Like,
Awaken gives.
Let me blood bend you.
Awaken gives new energy to the target as determined by the realm. Anything that is dormant or frozen will return. Anything barren or void becomes the home of a new spark of life. The specific effect depends entirely on the realm used in the context of when cast, but Awaken's primary function is to rouse anything inert. The number of successes determines how powerful the effect. 1 success would be enough, for example, to start an old car rusting in an abandoned shed, while 5 successes might be required to counter the effects of stasis.
Oh, okay. Okay. Feasibly, could something like that wake a vampire from torpor?
In theory.
Oh, that's interesting.
Fascinating.
You get the impression that you could probably only do this once, unless you can find more glamour to fuel it.
Starts licking the balefire now.
I mean, it's also
Eating the fire.
I mean, it's also a possibility when we leave the dreaming, it's gone again. I
Yeah.
think.
He's just desperate looking around for like a dead pigeon or something.
As for Wally and Zelda, you and your new knocker friend get to work. I'll be honest, Wally, most of this is on you. You very quickly learn the secrets of cold fusion power.
I dabbled.
This this could be revolutionary for the mundane world.
I don't give a
And
fuck.
you
I need
help
to play the Animarium.
replicate these two engines on the back of the that you take them off the back of the mech. You enhance them, you make them bigger, you build them on the side of a platform. It's the dreaming. Things work to how you want them to. You're just like, oh, we're gonna need a bunch of spanners, and they just appear right there in front of you. It's like, oh, okay, that's fine.
I think it's like I imagine it of the thing of like when I work on cosplay things, it's such tedious work of like, okay, I have to cut out like 600 scales for this fake plate mail, and then I just think, okay, 600 scales, and they all just appear. Where it's like, okay, I need these circuits and these tools, and I need to assemble in this one. It's like, oh, awesome, perfect. It's straight up like Jim Carrey in The Mask. My arms become a blur as I work. I very briefly become the Flash.
You power through this until you've built these two ginormous, much beefier, bigger engines, and you turn them on, and they ignite. You hear you're pretty much Zelda. You can pretty much swear you can hear the turtle like laughing a little bit as like the vibrations from the engines is tickling them as it goes off. Altair can put your hand back in and remove the mirror.
He's gonna yoink it.
Getting a little bit more glamour as you do. And rather than descending down into chaos, the engines have kicked in enough. And the turtle is still happily waddling in the air, propelling itself forward. You'll see that the fellow knocker is like, that's pretty impressive for someone who's supposed to not exude any kind of creativity. Like, Wally, you can see at the moment that you're no longer emanating this like banality. You're actually exuding glamour everywhere. And you can sort of see that like other Fae are like coming near you, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll take that. I need some of that.
I think I want to just like, I'm not aware that I'm not aware of this, but I say, well, I mean, well, you know, like any kid, I had a Gundam and like a Power Rangers Megazord, like Voltron phase. So obviously, I am extremely aware of like how these type of propulsion engines should work in theory. It's just a matter that they wouldn't work in the real world because it's fake, but it's here. And I haven't noticed what my lab coat has turned into like straight up. It's just a Power Rangers outfit.
Yes. Yes. Zelda is looking at all this, just observing this, fascinated. It's like, Wally, I think you're actually kind of amazing, and this gives more credence to my theory. I turn to a knocker buddy, and I'm like, see, these are the kinds of people I want to be able to, you know, exist without us all trying to fight and eat each other. They're not too bad.
Everything's pretty fun. It doesn't have to be war. That's all I'm saying. Revolutionary
no, like,
idea.
I've been saying the entire time. We can just get along when no
Exactly.
Valerian has to, you know, like,
So,
starts ranting.
We can just build cool shit.
There is one problem.
There's not.
How'd you get back down?
We can fly the turtle back down, right? It can land.
I'm looking at this engine like I don't know if we can pilot this thing.
Is it capable of VTOL?
No.
What?
Do we necessarily need a landing strip, or can we fucking Harrier this shit down?
I'll be honest.
Can we ride a cloud?
Turtle doesn't. You sort of like get like you see the knocker friend just like says, "Look, it's fine. I have a way of getting you down. Have you got your stuff?"
I've got the mirrors. I don't think I left anything. Looks at the others like, I think we got everything.
Balefire mirrors.
Don't-
Mm-hmm.
The only
Okay.
thing I need is the belief of science in my brain.
Okay.
You
Valid.
sort of
Have your
see.
screwdriver.
You see the other knocker is just like, that's a little intense, man. That's even for a knocker, that's a little intense.
I get told this a lot, actually.
You see,
I
like,
go over to
introduced
Sola,
the
I
edge
think
of the
you're
platform.
perfect. Don't ever listen.
As you're like standing there,
This is
it's like,
great.
if you look just under there, there's a way down.
Where?
You get to the edge and you look down and you don't see anything, but before you realize anything's wrong, suddenly you feel yourself being pushed off the edge of the turtle.
Okay. Free fall, I guess.
That's one way down.
That's one way down.
Is there like, can I like ride clouds into dreaming? Like, can I just like, I don't know.
Do clouds have volume?
It's just dreaming. They can do whatever.
It's the I invented cold. I did cold fusion.
I should invent something. Altair. If you were to conjure
Yeah.
anything in the world that would like stop you from free falling, what would it be?
So his like, I feel like he's got like a proper set of like pauldrons on his coat. From that kind of comes back from it a full ass set of like cape bat wings.
Yes. Wonderful.
So Altair is perfectly fine. Altair is just gliding down to the ground. Everyone else is still in full-on free fall.
Is this one of those things? Can I like imagine something and it will happen?
What would you want to imagine?
A dragon.
A dragon.
I will land on it.
Oh, dragon, I believe in you.
A dragon.
Can I ride a dragon?
This is why you don't allow imagination, because some people will come up with batshit answers.
Yeah, when
The
I
bat
ride a
wings,
dragon.
actually.
For fuck's sake. Yeah, no, you conjure a dragon.
Yeah, Dom's like panicking as he falls, and then just like starts like thinking about, I guess, like a dragon, like like dramatically swooping in to like to like
catch you.
catch them.
Are you
Yeah,
only
they just-
catching yourself?
No, I think they would they would try and catch everyone, I guess, except for Altair, because Altair seems to be fine with his little bat wings. So we'll catch everyone else. And Dom's like riding the dragon.
I'm just so elated. I'm just looking at it. I'm just looking. Like, hell yeah. This is great.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
like, I mean, if people start imagining dungeons, I have to start paying royalties. So,
We enter another realm.
I very quickly start imagining a dungeon. Like, this feels right.
I mean, look, you get a chest out of it. Don't open it.
Okay.
Aw.
It's a mimic.
It's always a mimic.
It's always
Yeah.
a mimic.
100%.
Everything's a mimic. You are able to safely land back in London. Sixth mirror in tow, still on fire, by the way. The fire doesn't
I
actually
mean, it
hurt
has-
you though when you're holding it. Unlike the actual balefire, Altair's got it. Altair's pocketed it. So there's like this nice warm feeling.
There's fire like coming from like the
Finally got a heart.
Oh my god. The edge coming off that.
So
yeah.
how are you going to get out?
Looks to Zelda. Like-
Of the dreaming?
Of the
Yeah.
dreaming.
I look back at my clothes, I turn back to my lab coat, I go, aw.
Dom like the dragon lands and Dom like sort of like pets its head and fangs it and then more shit fly off. As like, that was the coolest thing that's ever happened to me.
This is great. This is
This is
great.
amazing. I love it
This is
here.
I'm still keeping the fucking like cloak for a bit longer. He's having a moment.
So, Zelda thinks for a bit and is like, the simplest but also most dangerous way to get out would be to exit the way we came from through my freehold. If it's really been 3 weeks, it probably won't be as dangerous as before, but it will be guarded, almost guaranteed. So we'll probably have to um, stab some people and fight our way out. Alternatively, we could try and follow the trod to another freehold, but there are no others in London that I know of. So we would emerge somewhere in the mundane world, far from our destination.
Yeah, it would be kind of a problem if we like popped up in Australia or something. So I don't
Potentially.
think that's I guess we have to go back. Yeah.
Suggestion. We technically have the means of making a balefire. If perchance I followed in Valerian's footsteps, I could head elsewhere, create a balefire somewhere relatively safe, perhaps within the Acropolis.
That is actually ingenious. I have no idea if it works that way, but in theory, if you were to create a balefire that's powerful enough here, it would reflect in mundane London, and we could exit wherever it would be, and would set up another safe hold for changelings. Or
Well, do we want to set up? Do we want to? Okay, picture this: Valerian wakes up middle of the night. 2 seconds later, out of the fucking wall, just like changing, just vibing.
Yeah,
I think that'd be fun, actually.
yeah.
that'd be hilarious.
Would it
Like
be
no
free
lie.
therapy for
Would
Valerian.
Valerian murder us? Yes.
No, it would. I mean, he would have murdered me, but
Well, okay.
I'll tell something nice.
Okay, teacher's pet. I kind of want to.
well, I'm sure if I tell him to not murder you guys, he will listen.
I think he would definitely still murder us. I think he
Oh,
would
100%. Maybe
Okay.
do it on the opposite side of the street.
Perhaps we could set it up at mine and Oliver's house.
Yeah. But you
I'm
want to
not
have a personal balefire?
I don't think Oliver had any problem with it. How do you react to werewolves?
It's now Zelda's turn to be like, excuse me, hold on, aren't you a vampire already? What do you mean a werewolf?
Oh, so I'm technically not with the coterie as of yet. Working on that. My oldest companion is of the more lycanthropic kind. The home is now clean.
I don't know for sure, but I don't think it would have any problems with werewolves. If anything, it perhaps might provide a literal warm environment for it. Balefires need to be fueled by creativity.
Perhaps
If
so,
you
yeah.
were to create a balefire, it would create another pocket dimension. So Altair's house would now have a pocket dimension that
I see no problem.
changelings will live in.
I see no problem.
I feel like Zelda thinks that's such a normal thing that she does not mention that this is a thing that can happen. So
There's no way that this goes wrong. There's
Yeah,
There's no way that
this
this goes wrong.
there are no flaws.
All right, well, let's try it. And Dom will also look at Altair and be like, I mean, I think you're part of the coterie.
I think.
Yeah, you've been with us long enough now. We've done enough. Been through enough together.
Perhaps let's just see how it goes. I'd like to be part of something.
I think you'd make a good addition. But, yeah, we need to get out of here
Yes.
first.
Come along. And I guess do we tread the streets of London looking to find the house?
Yeah. You go down these Victorian streets until you find Victorian Altair and Ollie's home. There's a whole Traditionally, there's a whole mechanic for building balefires from scratch. It is supposed to be the most arduous, most difficult process that a changeling can undertake. But you do have a mirror that can ignite balefires, so we're
Can
going
we
to
just
stick
use
to
it
a
in the
lot of rules.
fireplace?
So you find a little like brazier. You make one impromptually. You put the mirror in to ignite it. And a door to the trods appears next to this flame.
Okay, are we supposed to
What
go
comes up?
through that?
That's the way out.
Yes.
On the other side of
I
this
just-
path should be a freehold.
My gosh, this is such a terrible plan.
Yeah.
Zelda will follow the trods and be like, seems it is successful. You'll have to, if you want to keep it maintained, you'll have to feed it in some way. Traditionally, this is done via, and there's an entire process behind it, but just keep your home creative and warm and it should be fine.
Oh, we have a particularly musical werewolf living there.
Delightful. Then it's going to be a good.
You run down this trod path to get out. Zelda, you know the rules of this. You're going down the trod path. You can see now that the path between this trod and the trod to the other freehold, there is now a path that connects them. So it is now possible to go from one freehold to the other. That does
God.
technically mean that Gwendolyn could now just literally go through, walk round to Altair's house, and just appear in the blink of a few seconds.
Oh, that's awful.
There's a simple solution. You just have to kill Gwendolyn.
It works both ways.
Honestly,
True.
no, you're kind of spitting. It's fine.
So, Altair,
Yeah.
you get to this final door, the door that will lead into the freehold, that will then lead to your house.
Okay.
You open the door
Uh-huh.
into this blank, empty void. As you put your foot into that void, the freehold reacts to you. You are the creator of the freehold, technically. You create a freehold. What does it look like?
Oh shit! So we could design the entire inside.
Yep, the entire inside is designed by the people who make the freehold.
Okay, so
So-
this shit looks like the inside of a gothic castle. It's like a long dining hall almost with sort of tall, I guess kind of like not buttresses, but like tall like indents. There is stained glass everywhere. Like none of the glass is kind of just basic. It's all stained glass and it's all denoting people from Altair's past. So there is one of a figure with sort of bleach white hair, kind of standing with a rose in hand and barbed wire wrapped around them. There is another of Oliver. There is another of kind of a figure with a full set of Liberty spikes, kind of holding what looks like a tattoo gun. There's a few other kind of dotted around the place. There's a full long table with, I guess, like a high back chair at the very back. Yeah, it's all very oak and wooden. Everything's lit by candles. There is a massive fireplace right at the back where the high back chair is, and I'm guessing that's what the balefire is. Kind of crackling out and spitting kind of coal into the air, so it smells of just warmth and burning and coal. Yeah. Not necessarily carpeted. It's wood, but with rugs.
Wood. There's still a few like pathways, a few little stone arches that lead off into other places. Because this is brand new, it's not been fully formed yet. It'll take a while for other parts of the freehold to materialize. But this is Altair's freehold. I have
I fucked
literally
up.
smashed 2 systems together.
Yay!
Head just
Valerian, we came back to Valerian like, hey, you want to see like our new freehold? Like,
It's like, are you what?
you go through the door that leads you out of the freehold, and that door is actually a shed in your back garden. You now have a shed. If you open the door to the shed, it's actually just like the power station substation for the other freehold. You open it and you go down some stairs, and you're in the freehold proper.
God. This can only go wrong.
I know.
I love this.
We fucked up.
No, this
But
is great.
hey!
Actually,
You get out and you check your phone, Dom.
oh no.
The good news is time hasn't moved much further from the 3.5 weeks.
okay.
So between Valerian walking out and you coming out, it's not too much of a difference.
Okay, what's the bad news though?
It's October 31st.
Let's go.
Wait. Wait, but where did we? Okay. Okay. Also, check quickly. Is the year still good?
Yeah, the year's still good. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not that much of a
Okay.
dick. Well,
Okay, so it's Halloween.
depends who's asking.
Yeah. So yeah, Dom will notice that, and we'll just, I guess, announce to everyone like, well, it seems to be it's Halloween now. So
That's a particularly active time for vampires, isn't it?
The day I was turned.
You
Aw.
can
Wait, hang
hear.
on, you were turned.
on
I was like,
Halloween.
you were turned on Halloween. Actually,
so
that tracks for you. You know.
Yes,
So,
it was
so
planned.
fun.
That's fair.
My sire happened to be somewhat of a decent person.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Fucking-
Well, flex, I guess.
We can't all have a good sire, okay?
Yeah. No, I can't imagine what that's
I
like.
am sure Thea would be more than happy to take you two on as
I
adoptive kin.
don't think it works like that.
That's
Thank
real.
you.
Nope. That's not how anything works.
You from the house, Altair, you can hear Ollie's voice and just shouting, "Get back, you feral dogs! Here, take this. Go, take it, go." And you can just see that he's throwing like sweets at these trick-or-treaters who just won't stop coming. And he's literally throwing sweets like almost like grenades to try and get rid of these kids.
Can I cat's grace up
God, he's
behind
so
him?
me.
Yeah, you can catch rest behind him.
I want to cat's grace up behind him and wait until there's kids at the door, like sneak up and then just kind of over his shoulder, fangs bared, like utterly terrifying, trying to scare both Ollie and the kids.
Love that so much.
Yeah, you scare these children. They scream, they turn around, and they run away. Ollie kind of jumps up and nearly transforms out of fear.
Good.
Like you get him that much. Like you're back.
Hello,
you
darling.
do notice around his eyes though. His eyes are now like he's doing a really bad Leto impression. Like these bags under his eyes are starting to become a real problem.
Yeah. Altair will kind of sort of take his chin sort of underneath the kind of curl of his finger to just kind of get him by the street light to see what's up. Have you been sleeping quite well?
I've been sleeping.
Well,
I wouldn't necessarily say well.
why?
Oh, it's nothing. It's just, it's just...
Last time it was nothing, you had an entire burn of silver down your back, Oliver.
That is true, King.
I mean, yes, but that was kind of my fault for ramming a door.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, no, the time prior when you had been, what was it?
Oh, the
staked by
flare.
silver,
Oh,
shot
yes.
by silver.
I think the magic that's keeping me alive is fading.
One moment. Can he just sort of, with the finger that he's holding Oliver by, any of the glamour that he had kind of stored, I guess it feels almost like it's rattling around in his rib cage. I feel like you see this golden light kind of come up, sort of go up into his jaw for a second, and then swell back down into his wrist and hands. Can he try and use Awakening on Ollie?
Ollie is technically awake, so like he's operational.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing to reawaken in Ollie. Ollie is obviously a resurrected werewolf whose magic spell is now wearing off. Like there's two options. You either have to find the spell and have it recast, or I mean, you have a changeling friend now. Surely there's some Fae bullshit they can pull out of their backsides that might be able to do something.
I'll sort of consider it for a second. And right now is not the time. I think he's thinking. So he'll sort of drop his hand and just... It's good to see you again.
You too. It's been a very weird 3.5 weeks.
Yes. It's rather been about 3 hours for us.
Oh, well, that's just grand. Well, while you've been gone, things have gone very shit. There's been power struggles and people arguing and there's that kind of stuff,
Just small things.
Yeah, Valerian's also pretty pissed, but hey ho.
When isn't he, to be fair?
Well, his entire Acropolis is being eaten into a void, so,
I doubt he can move again. He doesn't seem to have a lot of luck picking Acropolises. Acropoli? The plural of Acropolis.
Yeah. But hey, I'm sure he's okay.
Yes,
He copes.
well.
He's got money. He can buy another, I guess.
True. Nonetheless, it is All Hallows. So I think that calls for a small amount of levity in the situation. Yes?
You could put it that way.
Come, let me introduce you to the others.
Oh, others? What do you mean others? I thought it was just you.
He'll-
How did you get?
He'll go to take his hand and sort of run out to go and see the others.
How did you all get in the garden?
Oh, perhaps this is one to tell by the fire. Yes?
Fire.
Oh, not the fire in our home, the fire in the shed. Not the fire in the shed.
Why have you set fire to the shed?
Oh, see, I haven't. There's a magic fire in the shed.
I was
That's
keeping my
better.
tools in the shed. Why is there a magic fire in the shed?
Oh, I would like to pass that on to my colleague, and he'll kind of just look back to Zelda.
Yes. This is my job. Now that we're no longer in the dreaming, Zelda now looks slightly more human again. All of the text that was saying action signs all around her coat has disappeared. And instead, there's like a bunch of like sci-fi adjacent badges and pins all over it. And her skin has gone from being this, red porcelain texture to regular, fairly dark skin as she kind of waves, still holding the screwdriver that now looks like a normal screwdriver with some sellotape and random bits stuck to it. She says, your shed now holds a portal to another dimension. Happens all the time.
I'm not gonna question it, but I kept my good
Very
shimmer in.
good.
Like, you see him walk over to like the window of the shed and look in, and he can see his tools. But when he goes to open the door, he can just see the stairs leading down to the freehold, and it's just like,
Yes, that will be an issue. The tools still exist in some pocket in space and time, probably somewhere between space and time, like between like a 3.5 dimension. It's a whole thing.
it's
We can
my
get them.
I paid for it. Like, you see Oliver punch the window of the shed, and you sort of see him like remove the glass shards and climb in to the into the shed. And he's like, okay, I can get my tools out. You see like a strimmer gets thrown out, and like another Lee Enfield just comes flying out of the back. And a couple of like World War II memorabilia that he's not allowed to keep in the house. A grenade that probably isn't live anymore.
Altair is used to this and tries to catch the grenade.
Probably. I don't like that, Hedge.
But he's like, I can't see a door out. The door to the shed's gone. He's just seen like climb out the window to get back. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna have to put a hatch there, aren't I? I know you kept saying we'd install a cat flap, but this is kind of ridiculous.
Oh no, a cat flap would be utterly ridiculous. It would have to be a doggy door.
And
Fucking murdered.
I can't.
Murdered, point blank.
No,
think-
no holding back.
I think also as this is all happening and having a little bit of a laugh, I think Dom suddenly realizes something, considering it was sort of mentioned that the magic is fading from Ollie, and he just thinks Tristan, and he just looks at us like, I'm gonna go, I'll catch you later, and we'll walk off, and we'll text Tristan where he is and if he's all right, and mention that he's back, that Dom's back in the real world.
You get a quick text back saying, hey, still at the Acropolis, everything's kind of back to normal now. Valerian sealed the void as he came through, and we're just putting we've put all the furniture back. Leto's still asleep.
Yeah, I think he'll text back like, okay, I'm on my way, I'll see you there soon.
Zelda, you get a text from Frobisher.
Hey.
It just says how you been, and then it's just got like a little evil emoji.
Don't like that. Gosh darn it. Remembering Frobisher is very compromised. I'll just say had a nice little nap. And then block the number.
Yeah, you do that. You've got loads of texts on your phone from Xena and Akshara, like asking where you are, and what's going on. You could always let them know about this freehold, since your current home is like no longer usable.
Yeah.
That's just gonna shelter the changelings.
Yeah, I'll alert them. I'll just I'll be like, made some new friends. They're kind of scary but very cool. We have neighbors. Meet me at the neighbor's place, I guess.
Oh God! Oh God!
And, as like Zelda's texting this, she's looking up at, oh, why did the name delete itself from my mind? Our goth boy.
Altair.
Altair.
Altair, yes. I'm looking at Altair and being like, I'll give a full rundown on how to take care of your new freehold and make sure that your balefire is nice and healthy and happy.
Right.
It shouldn't be too complicated. This is not a particularly large freehold, but if it ever is, you have friends who specialize in this. I'm
Oh
always
no,
here.
this is a large balefire. That balefire is a level 5 balefire. It is going
my
to
God.
require a lot of maintenance to keep it operational.
Amazing.
To be honest, you
Amazing.
might as well move in full time. You
In the
have
back
got
garden.
you have got the mirrors. The mirrors can temporarily fuel the balefire for longer than needed.
Jesus.
Glamour's not
Christ.
an immediate
Horrible.
problem until you destroy the mirrors. Then
And this is
you've got
gonna
a problem.
come back and be like, "You did what?
Yeah, he's gonna be so pissed.
Where? With who?"
Mom said I was in the coterie, so I'm not in trouble.
Where were you? I was making a Megazord. I was making an engine.
I rode a dragon.
I was
Absolutely.
saving the animarium. So
Look, fucking, I had to get rid of Valerian because if Valerian had stayed in that dimension for too long, like you'd been riding the dragon and then it would have just turned into like dust because his banality is just too strong. And like the
the
laws
dragon
of
just gets
physics.
depressed.
Yeah. Like the laws of physics will start reapplying again. But hey, between Team Vamp and Team Changeling, you have all 6 mirrors now. You just have to
Wow.
decide what you're going to do with them.
And it'll never go wrong, right? Right.
No,
Ed?
never.
I mean,
Right,
Zelda's
it'll
kind of
never go
confident with
wrong.
Valerian that we're working together, so like.
Like, I mean, look, if Gwendolyn gets all 6, who knows what's going to happen? If Larissa gets all 6, who knows?
we gotta
If
kill
Leto
them
gets
both.
all 6, who knows what happens?
We might have to wreck them.
Like,
Honestly.
so there's one thing that we've established is that vampires cannot destroy them. But Fae can.
Yeah.
That's rude.
So Dom currently has a mirror. That's fun.
Yes, Dom has one. Altair has one. Actually, Dom has 2.
Oh yeah, Dom has 2 at the moment.
Yeah, Dom has 2. Valerian, because Valerian was not here to object, I just gave both the Valerians to Dominic.
Wonderful.
And you know, it's gonna there's gonna be a lot more shenanigans.
And I have knowledge.
And
And
you
you have
and
knowledge.
Wally has an awful lot of knowledge. Wally could go start a power company right now and just revolutionize the world and become a billionaire in the process.
I might. I'd be like, actually, I'm gonna change my clan to Ventru, and I'm just gonna be rich.
No, you're gonna create the first power station, then Valerian's like, look, you need someone who's gonna manage this properly. Like, you do the science bit, I'll do the business bit.
New
And then
Acropolis.
Valerian just turns into Elon Musk.
New BBEG.
Right there.
Because you know that's ultimately Valerian's like full life path at the end.
Yeah.
becomes so capitalist venture that he becomes Elon Musk.
Cursed.
But no, that is where we are going to go and end tonight. We will be back next week. Not on Sunday, but on Saturday, because I have a recording on Sunday. Pray for me. Because I'm probably going to die in that recording. Yeah, because the last thing.
No, the next campaign is a roleplay session. Okay, you are right on the edge of the big final battle.
You're
I'm
so close.
not pulling punches.
No,
you
and
might die.
the last words I put in the group chat was, I don't want to be at the rendezvous because I want to get ahead of everyone and get to the BBEG before everybody else does.
Which is a horrible idea.
It is. It's a horrible idea. That's what my
In every
character would
single
do.
description I've done of them, I have mentioned their battle scars. You're
Yep.
trying to you're trying to rock up to a war general like, "Hey, bestie, she's gonna fucking kill you."
Yep, I know, but he has to do this, and that's so on Sunday. If I'm crying Sunday night, that's why I've died.
I take
But
no
no,
responsibility.
no, we will be back on Saturday at 6 p.m. BST. Literally 1 hour after Changeling.
Yeah,
No, it's going to be literally what's going to happen is we're going to wrap up Changeling. I'm going to get some food and just go, glug, and then we're going to start Vampire.
Oh, Kirby.
Good luck.
So
Oh my
I'm going
God.
to DM/storytell for about 6 hours straight. But it's fine because I love to hurt myself.
No, we
It's
know
what I
I'm
live
here.
for. Yeah, I know that's.
Me and Inez are on the same table. We know why.
But no. So yeah, from 2 p.m. BST, we have literally like a whole run of just World of Darkness content
World of
and me
Darkness, let's
slowly
go.
losing my sanity as
That's all
this
I can say.
this
Yeah.
kit bashed this kit bashed universe that I'm now making is becoming more and more unhinged. But no,
That's
I
fine.
love it. So no, we'll be back next week. Until then, look after yourselves. Stay safe, and we will see you then. Bye. Bye.